Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our first Marvel Monday in quite some time.
Welcome back to us.
We streamed Champions last Thursday. We took a look at the Hood, the upcoming scenario pack. That was very fun.
Let me take a second to round the horn on the Hood here. That may be the best release for Marvel Champions outside of the core set.
Having the second standard and expert and then all the modular sets, it is high value for people that have, like, if you own the core set and even a couple expansions, I feel like that adds a lot.
Yeah, like I would almost say if you're a new player, core set plus the Hood like gives you so much replayability right out of the box that like after that it's like, okay, well now you can just grab whatever heroes you want and move on.
And interestingly, now that I'm thinking about it, so we had a Wrecking Crew, which was very interesting. That was an interesting challenge. But then we had Kang. And in terms of like my favorite play experience so far, I like Kang a lot.
Emperor Kang or what have you, the Time Lord?
Conquer, something. Anyway, that as like a standalone, it feels like a movie. It's not quick. It's just like this is a story being told all in one pack. But I do think that the Hood scenario pack is like highest value.
Huge value.
Per card for general replayability.
Really cool modulars too. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing out there? Hey, welcome back. It's been about a week, so that means it feels like we haven't streamed in 1,000 years.
Well, we haven't streamed on a Monday in like 5 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
What have we been doing?
Well, we were gone last week. The week before that, we were gone because we had been traveling to Vegas.
Oh, right.
The week before, one of the weeks was Labor Day.
Oh, yeah.
That was last week, actually. No, I don't remember. No, it was 2 weeks ago.
It's like 3 weeks.
It was Labor Day, and then there was the Vegas travel, and then there was something else that was happening that prevented us from streaming on a Monday. I think I was gone. Yeah, I was gone.
Classic two old men trying to figure out the past. I mean, this is a tale as old as time.
Here we are.
Everything look and sound good. You know, like it seems like no matter what happens, we cannot touch anything. But when we come back,
something's wrong.
Something's always
the stream
wrong.
Wasn't working.
The stream wasn't working. The batteries. Yeah. I feel like I'm gonna add a little bit of gain here. You guys like that?
Gonna gain a little?
Yeah, let's just gain. I'm gonna add just 2 on the top here.
What's Gainey's first name?
Michael.
This is a person we know, last name Gainey.
That's a little louder there. Hey, you guys, is that too loud?
Couldn't have told you what his first name was, but it's Michael, apparently.
Yeah, Michael Gainey. He moved to Oklahoma City.
By
the way, he's back. Yeah, he's back from Boston. If he's watching right now, he's probably very confused as to why we're even talking about him.
Kunka is like Zach Reeves shows up, and he's happy to say his name at the right time.
Give him the stick.
Kunka saying quality is good, both video and audio.
All right, everything looking and sounding good.
Invisigoth 67, not 66, mind you.
Yeah.
Saying it looks and sounds good.
All right, great. Well, thank you, everyone, for being here. And what we're going to do is we're going to try, for the first time, to finish this campaign.
Yeah, so we're on scenario 4 of 5. This is Nebula. People are very excited to see us play against this.
Okay.
We've been using if you remember, you were using your Hawkeye.
I love this deck. Now, having played a good deck during the Hood thing that Kennedy Hawk made, it does make me reconsider what I'm doing, but I'm having fun with it.
Yeah. I saw someone pointed me to a comment that someone else had made about our playthrough of the Hood, and they were talking about my Spider-Man deck. I think it's one Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. And they literally said, it seems like running only good cards in the Spider-Man deck, but it's really doing nothing to play to Spider-Man's strengths. I don't know how that's true or not, but I thought that was very comical. All that to say, we're just mediocre at this game. Ultimately.
So good card bun here, bringing it home. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes synergy is not relevant. You just run the good cards.
Yeah, that's right. That's a classic archetype. They call it good stuff.
Yeah, you just play good stuff.
You've heard about
it's
that,
like
right?
that card game deck that won Worlds that one year. So you just play the value cards.
That was Alvaro? Alvaro. Yeah.
Alvaro.
He crushed it, and all the American players were like, we got all these fancy combat decks, and he came in and was like, yeah, well, I'll just play the gold cards.
Yeah, I mean, so Blank asking if we're not planning to finish it today, but we're trying to finish it. So hopefully we beat Nebula today, and then next week we can actually finally play against, I think it's Ronan.
Yeah, which is supposed to be like the hardest thing in baseball, basically.
Which is what we want, right? Just
answer your question, Concost, too. I think a lot of people might have the same question. What's the status of Arkham? It is on hiatus currently. It's kind of a funny...
I just got tired of playing it.
It's kind of a funny problem. So normally we pull our card images from some of the various databases that get updated. like ArkhamDB or CardGameDB, which is, I guess, officially still owned by Fantasy Flight or Asmodee, or who knows where it ended up.
FFG owned it at some point. I assume Asmodee owns it now.
Yeah, but I've actually asked Asmodee about this too. We cannot find the card images for the rest of the Innsmouth cycle, so that kind of puts a roadblock in front of what we're doing, because like I'm not keen to go scan them all in and go through all of that trouble. So
it takes so much time.
It gets harder to stream the harder it is to get those images in the system. So we were just kind of waiting and hoping that those would get updated. And in the meantime, we'll play some Marvel because it's been a hot minute.
I don't know if you were ever a part of this piece of our history, but there was early spoils.
Well, I hope so.
Well, you were in college, so like. Oh. I don't know if you experienced this or not, but early on in Spoil Sets, that was the first game we sold on our website. Internet was younger back then, you know.
I've heard that.
And so they wouldn't just like post all the card images when a set came out.
Yeah.
And so if you wanted to sell singles a lot of times, you would list the card and the name, and like people might not even know what it does because they haven't seen all the cards yet.
Kind of a back in my day situation, isn't it?
Yeah. So what we had to do was actually scan in all of the card images.
Yeah. And
crop them and upload them.
I don't remember doing. Well, I have a vague memory of that maybe.
So I just remember at my dad's old office you could get 9 cards on a page.
Stands to reason, yeah.
Scan it, upload it. Obviously, I just literally was recycling my first laptop from 15 years ago.
Oh wow!
The old
you held
Mac,
on to it that long? I'm surprised.
Yeah, just had it. I don't know. Should have. I didn't know how easy it was to recycle back. Like,
man, Best Buy is making it easy.
That's right.
I'm into it, man. I really dig it.
I'm all about it. But I just remember like it'd be these giant images that get scanned in, and you'd have to let the image load, and you have to crop it up and save it, and then you have to upload each one individually to the product. It was just like
the barrier of entry was high.
Yeah.
Anyways, now anyone can just get online and sell singles. You know. Used to be hard. It's like the music industry. You used to have to get an album out.
We have to walk uphill both ways. It was crazy. But all that to say, doing that with Arkham would be insane.
Yeah,
because there's so many cards, especially with the campaign cards, and like we assume at some point they will get uploaded.
I hope so. I don't know. I mean, is there even an official interest in doing that at this point? I don't know. But we'll find out. In the meantime, I'm going to play this Hawkeye deck. My hardest... In fact, this is actually a good deck. This is a good deck.
Seems pretty good. So, hey,
I'm shooting some arrows.
I'm going to remind you of our history here.
Okay.
Just a little.
It is a campaign. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So sing me the song of.
In the first scenario, the Brotherhood of Badoon came to steal one of the Power Stones from Earth.
Right.
Which ship? We had the Milano, remember? Mm-hmm. And then we had the Badoon Headhunter, who keeps showing up and trying to steal from us.
Yeah.
They made off with it. And
they got the stone. Do we know which one it is?
I think it was the Power Stone.
Okay.
And then they took it to the collector. So then we were trying to break into the collector's museum to steal the stone. So we broke it and we stole it. Then we had to escape from the collector. That was the third scenario.
Yeah, so we had to get out of there.
So we had to bail. And last time we played, we successfully escaped from the museum.
So, end of story.
Yeah, sure.
Or not.
Here's what's happening. As you get out of range of the museum, the Milano sensors pick up another speeding ship within your vicinity.
Oh, no.
It's like the classic...
Is it Han Solo? Is it a crossover?
Yeah. Assuming it must be the thief who stole the stone, because someone else stole it out of the museum, and we were just trying to get out of the museum.
Oh, so we didn't steal it.
I don't think so. You crank up the hyper thrusters and ride the ship's tail. When you get close, you realize you're chasing Nebula, the daughter of Thanos and Gamora's dear sister.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Gamora being one of the Guardians. It would be best if she didn't have the Power Stone either. Period. Setup.
So that's it. We're just going to rob Nebula?
Well, or something.
For the good of all?
And this is some really clever, at least one really clever thing happening here. So I got the deck built. Revealed the Guerrilla Tactics size game, so we're doing that.
You can expect at least one clever thing
you'll
happening
see when we
today.
get to it. So it starts with 5, hinder 3 per player, so it comes in with 11 threat. Victory 1, so if we remove all the threat, it'll go in the victory display.
Right,
when
never
defeated,
to be seen again.
Place 2 evasion counters on Nebula's ship.
That's probably good or bad.
Hopefully
maybe.
that's accurate. Then shuffle each galactic artifact side scheme recorded in the Galactic Artifact side schemes in the Victory Display section of the campaign log in the encounter deck. I have them here. You don't need to reference that.
Did we write that down?
We did, yeah.
Do you remember?
And I pre-built the deck. Yeah, it's easy.
Where did we write it down? Was it on the...
Yeah, the notebook, yeah.
Really?
Perform the following for each of the specified side schemes. So we have 3.
Okay.
The Magical Teapot.
You're right, Thomas. Let's go top down.
Magical Teapot, yeah, we got to show those cards. So, these are going to get shuffled in. We have the Magical Teapot. We have the Crystal Ball and the Philosopher's Stone.
Just a second. This teapot actually looks awesome. Has anyone ever made this and sold it as like an idea?
I don't know.
Or is this
it almost
not
looks like
canon?
a genie lamp, you know? It is definitely canon.
But like, has it been pictured like this before, or did they have to draw it randomly?
I assume that's from a comic.
Because we could, I mean, how many people would be willing to buy this that are into the fandom of Marvel, you know?
An actual teapot?
I'd say that overlap of tea drinkers and Marvel fans is about 60 to 70%.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I think 70% of Marvel fans probably also drink tea.
That feels ambitious. It depends on what country you're in. I would guess.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. It just seems like a cool thing to be into.
Coffee or tea, I would say it was 80, 90%.
Coffee or tea covers about 100% of the world.
It's like most of the population.
Yeah.
Okay, so Magical Teapot. You're playing Aggression. Who goes first in our games?
Do you have any reason to go first?
Well, I have to do something to the first player. And I have knowledge, so I don't want to pick.
What did your ability do?
Look at the top card of a deck.
So what I typically do is get my bow. Let me see if there's anything I could do that would impact your... Do you have any card draw cards or anything?
I'm on Protection and Justice. I think I was going first.
Can you stun or otherwise incapacitate villains?
Oh, yeah.
So let's have you go first. I have some cards that do more if they're stunned or whatever.
So if the Magical Teapot is in the deck, we deal the first player a face-down encounter card.
Nice.
If the Philosopher's Stone...
Nailed it.
Then we deal Nebula a face-down boost card.
So we're getting punished for being good.
Well, and those are good for us, though. When we draw them out of this deck, they have, when we remove them, they do really good things for us. Crystal Ball, give Nebula a tough status token. Sure. Shuffle the Badoon, did that. That's all fine.
Hey, I've got piercing and stuff, so this might be useful.
Could be very good.
I could be archery useful for once.
All right, so then 1A, setup, put the Nebula ship card environment into play. So let's read this. So Nebula ship. Force center up when the villain phase begins, place an evasion counter here. Shoot the thrusters. First player action. Exhaust the Milano and spend up to 2 resources of any type. Remove 1 evasion counter from here for each resource spent this way.
So we want to remove the evasion from there?
Yep. We place 1 at the start of every villain phase, and then we can take an action, spend 2 resources, and remove 2 evasions.
And I imagine it's going to be bad for us if there's a lot of them.
I'm going to guess so.
I mean, I'm no designer.
Yeah. And then we get the Milano, which is also the first player token.
Yeah. Also a delightful cookie, right? Milano, isn't that the little sandwich?
The little...
I could go for one of those right now, man. Dip it in some coffee. Oh my gosh. This nice, lightly room temperature, tepid coffee.
Like you do. Then we're going to attach the Power Stone to Nebula. This is the clever thing. We'll get that in a second. Then it says discard the top 2 cards per player of the encounter deck, then attach each technique attachment discard this way to Nebula. So we'll come back around. Let's look at the Power Stone. +1 scheme / thwart, +1 attack.
Oh, so we can claim it, seriously.
Set up attached to the villain. Permanent, so it stays. Force response. After a hero or villain deals 3 or more damage to the attached character, with a single attack, attach Power Stone to the attacking hero or villain.
Cool, so we swing and we grab.
That's what I thought was clever.
So...
It's like a +1/+1, but whoever has the power gets to keep the stone, right?
All this fuss over a Power Stone that's a +1/+1?
Yep.
I mean, wouldn't all the power in the universe and is +1/+1? Wouldn't it? Isn't that what power is about? Isn't power just overly vanilla for all of these effects, right? Like I understand the Mind Stone, I guess. Like that's a tangible thing, the mind, you know.
I mean,
what is power?
What is power?
Well, power can come from the mind.
I like the old Thrones analogy about power.
You can't see it, but it comes around every winter?
No, it's basically you have a soldier with a sword, and then you have a king, and then the third person is a merchant with money, or something like that. And then the king is basically saying, like, the merchant stole my money, kill him, soldier. The merchant's saying, I'll pay you money, kill the king. And then the question is, like, who has the real power in the room?
Whoever made Season 8 has the power.
Well, they apparently don't.
They just don't have the writing stone.
You know, because the basic idea is the guy with the sword could technically kill them both.
Yeah.
He's got the power because he's got the sword, right?
Power to the proletariat.
King's got the power because, you know, he's got the government behind him, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure.
And then the merchant has the power because he's got the money.
Yeah. So where does that leave the power stone? Basically, it kind of doesn't
The moral of that story
inform anything, does it?
The person who has power is the person who is most perceived to have the actual power.
Okay. Yeah. So it's the perception stone. Then,
you know, it's longer than that. But at the end of the day, I think the knight has the power. He's got the sword.
Yeah, whoever has the sword has the power.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of perspective at that point.
Anyway,
it's like, do you realize you have the power?
All right, we're going to resolve this text on the Art of Evasion 1A. Discard the top 2 cards per player, and then she gets every technique attached to her. So 1,
none,
2, or
yes,
second, 3,
no,
4.
No.
All right, only got 1. This is universal persistent or unyielding persistence.
Yeah.
Attached to Nebula. Nebula gains stalwart. Don't know what that means.
We'll figure that out.
Special, give Nebula a tough status card. She's already got one. If she already has one, give her a face down boost card.
They thought of everything.
What's stalwart do?
I'll look it up. I think it's defense related. And Adrian Brown, this is hilarious. I actually only put this together recently that we're doing the Nebula villain whenever the Nebula pack was like recently released.
Yeah.
That is kind of a bamboozle, isn't it? That was totally unintentional.
I also posted the picture of the Nebula pack. Not really fully recognizing that we were playing against Nebula today.
My gosh. We've not done ourselves any favors here. You guys feel free to stop watching.
Also, Nebula says, the first technique attachment reveal Etron gains Surge. But we're not revealing it.
Yeah, no stun or confuse from Stalwart. Okay, that makes sense.
Can't be stunned or confused. That's permanent.
Yeah, and then somebody's saying we shouldn't be resolving this, but it sounds like we should. Set up. Oh yeah, we don't resolve this thing, is that right? Yeah, we don't surge because it's not active yet.
That's right.
Right?
And we're not revealing it. We're discarding it.
Ah, right.
Yeah. So then what's the other side of that say?
The Art of Evasion. You've tracked Nebula's location, but she's trying to get away. This may be your only chance to take the Power Stone from her. You get plus X threat per player, equal to the number of evasion counters on the ship. So there we go. That's our downside for the ship. So we've got basically Nebula counters times 2, or evasion counters times 2 is how many we add. Comes in with 4 on it. You got 4.
Oh, I see. We don't resolve this yet. I see what it's saying. So check this out. This is a technique. It's something that happens at specific moments. Her forced interrupt, when she initiates an activation against you, resolve the special ability on each technique attachment in play.
Oh.
Then discard each of those.
So you don't just do it because you're reading it. You do it when
so
it
her
tells
first
you
activation, she'll become tough.
Okay.
And she already had a tough thing. So if she already has a tough, then she'll get the other benefit.
I imagine we might try to take care of that.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And we also need to, can we get rid of that persistence at all? Or is this just there forever?
Well, he discards it after she uses it once.
Okay.
So those are one-time effects.
Okay.
Then
discard each of the attachments. Okay. Very nice. And then we took away the extra boost, so we resolved that correctly?
She's got 1 boost, I have 1 face-down card.
Really the key, we don't say this overtly whenever we're promoting and talking about these streams, but the goal here is to do everything as wrong as we can so that when people are watching it later, they will also realize the mistakes that they've made, because I think a lot of people will make similar mistakes. That's definitely on purpose, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely what we're doing on purpose.
Let's draw my 6.
That's how we're deciding to do it. It's not a mistake, it's a choice.
Yeah, agreed. Couldn't be more in agreement.
Chris Hodevik asking, are we excited for the Web Warriors?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Some of the best to Marvel, really. Maybe the best. Now, the Spider-Man villains are known as the best villains in all of Marvel, right? I think commonly people would say that.
Yeah.
I mean, they are, right?
I'm a big fan of them, of course.
I think they're the best. Vincent saying, dude, if any of my play sessions were recorded, the internet would banish me from ever playing again. That's funny. All right, Hawkeye, new life, new me. I'm gonna not have the Miss Marvel deck in my head. I'm on a new thing here.
I gotta think about this carefully.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's kind of interesting. I have a handful of cards that ready my hero.
Mm-hmm.
You do too, though, right? Although you exhaust a lot for your bows, right?
I'm keeping this hand. Yes, I do that a lot.
So the thing I'm thinking is, like, whoever gets this, we need to get it away from her and keep it.
You play a little hot potato with it?
Well, we just need to make sure that she doesn't have it going into the turn. And whoever can ready and use it the most is the person we want to have it.
That's right. Yeah. But I maybe can't help but do a lot of damage to Nebula. You know?
Yeah.
Can you take it?
I could, yeah. But I'm deciding what to mulligan.
Okay.
Gonna keep that.
So I think you should try to take the stone.
I think I'm gonna.
And I know that all common wisdom says that I'm supposed to... Oh, I've got to go get that bow.
Mm-hmm.
That changes everything. That changes everything. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, actually, everything has changed here. So I'm going to keep the targeting screen because it's incredibly good. I'm going to keep an energy to pay for that targeting screen.
Oh, nice, because we have the Milana, right?
Yeah, remove 3 every time I own it. We're going to remove 5 every cycle. Isn't that crazy?
That's why you bought it.
That's why I bought it. That's right. And then, now I do have this Vibranium Arrow. Now don't sleep on this. That can piercing. I can knock that tough off. But if you're going to be attacking first, it's not going to matter because I can't get the bow, play it, and then play an arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think my plan holds.
Do I have to have the bow to play arrows?
Presumably.
I mean, I just assume from all of the limitations all archers have in these games.
Maybe not, though.
Yeah, surely, right?
Like,
what's up, Stalker?
If I can throw an axe, I can throw an arrow. You know what I mean?
Hey, let's just take a second. How's everybody doing? I want a full report. What happened this weekend?
Man, I'm lagging.
Yeah. You slow on the uptake.
Well,
too much vacation.
Yeah, it's been really busy, and then it was my wife's birthday this past weekend, and I spaced out her birthday gatherings. We both have pretty large families, but things happened. They all had to happen this weekend, and it's just been constant.
So you were bombarded by extroversion.
Yeah, I have not had a day just like peaceful at home in a while. Yeah, since like before Vegas.
Wow.
Yeah.
You may tell everyone out there to leave?
I mean, it's just me and you at this point. But it does feel like it's a lot more than just me and you. Just being at work, you know.
We gotta give everything we have to everybody out there.
Yeah, and but it's been good. So like Saturday, I had a Fab Jam session, Fabber Day, as I call it.
Yeah, did anyone show up to that notably?
All the cool people.
Oh no, but I wasn't there. Wait a minute.
Got him. That was great. That set is phenomenal.
Okay, played some tails.
Yeah. Good. What about you? What'd you do this weekend?
Oh man,
I saw a picture of you standing up on something in the sunlight.
You know what was funny? So on Saturday night, Jonathan, who lives very close to me, right? I was like, so Shannon was gone. She went to Stillwater to watch the game with her folks on Saturday.
Go Pokes, right?
They camped out on Friday night. And I was like, you know what? I've been traveling a lot. I'm just not going to go. And so she took Oppo, the dog.
That was a very just mature decision.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's the only way that relationships work. For me, at least. It's like, do you want to do this? I'd rather not, really. Okay. So we had a situation where I was home by myself, which is always a joy. And there was no life around me at all. Not even there was no dog life. There was no human life. There was I did see like 25 turkeys come through my yard though. That was kind of cool.
Are they owned by anybody?
No.
Should have boxed them up.
No, yeah, just that easy. Just box some turkeys right up. Sell them at the market.
That's a Thanksgiving profit center.
Yeah, there was a lot of wild turkeys. It was cool. So I actually texted Jonathan and I was like, hey, I'm by myself tonight. if you want to come over and you know, play some video games or something, you can do that. So anyway, he did. It was like 8:30. Turns out he was done with a bunch of work that he'd been working on for the past couple of weeks, some freelance stuff, some Covenant stuff. And then he's trying to be really careful around COVID because they have like a very young child, and there's still, you know, jury's kind of out on, you know, don't, when you're a new parent, man, I mean, you know, you've seen it happen, right? It's like you don't want to take any chances whatsoever.
My brother-in-law is married to a nurse practitioner, and they were still freaked out about everything.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Okay. So it was like, well, I'll do that if we can stay outside and just like, you know, stay fairly
good
well
weather
apart.
for it.
So yeah, so we end up, I take my TV and point it out the side of my house.
Go on now.
Have the screens closed. He and I sit out there in camp chairs playing Streets of Rage 4 until 1:30 in the morning.
Yep.
And it was incredible.
Outside.
Out there in the 60-degree weather, had like a blanket wrapped around me playing Streets. It's so good. And they've done an incredible job with that game. They've got like a...
What? You said Streets of what?
Streets of Rage, the fourth one. It's a side-scroller, beat-em-up kind of game. We used to play the old ones on Sega and Nintendo. I think Sega was the first time it came out. It was a huge part of our video game childhood. So they have a mode that is like essentially a random kind of grindy style mode where you get random abilities and power-ups every time you go through the levels, and it's just incredibly fun. You just see how far you can get. So we've been doing that now for a while.
Brenda Over saying Streets of Rage 4 is good fun.
It's incredible, yeah. We've spent a lot of time in it.
Vincent says went to a pumpkin patch this weekend. It is that time of year. Spent way too much on food and played some card games.
Yeah.
There was also, I think it was Aaron Clark. My wife and I bought and moved into our first home. So it was a big and busy weekend.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
No one's ever really moved in, are they?
That's a lot of work.
It's just...
Yeah, I've been moving in for about a year now.
The boxes go somewhere.
My goodness, it's a process. Robert Ballard had a weekend I think you'd enjoy. Said weekend was good. Climbing and boozing. Hope everyone's doing well.
That's a great time.
Ooh, Cody. I need to hear from Cody saying, and I meant to ask Evan this morning because he went. Still trying to recover from Gen Con. What was that like?
Oh, I'd love to know more about Gen Con.
Yeah, if you went to Gen Con, chat us up. I just want to know how that was. We didn't go.
Would love to know more.
First one I haven't been to. Well, besides the pandemic not happening one. It was the first one that happened that I haven't been to since 2008.
Wow. Yeah, broke the streak.
Yeah.
Yeah, see you later.
Who knows if I ever go back?
Steve, I didn't. Send me an email. On that front. Vincent says, for video games, I've been playing so much Spelunky 2. Great co-op, hard, but recommend.
Nice.
All right, speaking of co-op and hard, let's get this thing going. Have you mulliganed?
Cody says it was amazing. My first one soaked everything in. That's awesome.
That's what you want.
Have I mulliganed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mulliganed. I'm first, though.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and mulligan, I think, everything and dig for the quiver, because that's what Hawkeye players are known to do. 1, 2. Now, plenty of attacks. Interesting. There's the quiver. That's why you do it.
The one of...
Nailed it.
All right. Is there any deck that you'd like me to look at the top card of? Like, would knowing the top card of your deck be relevant to you?
No.
Okay. I will look at the top card of this deck.
What do you think?
It's my obligation. It'll be a boost card, though. So that's fine.
What's the boost on it?
2.
That's okay. 2. Got it.
All right. I'm going to flip over to Spider-Woman and play a Skilled Investigator. Get one of my little stat tokens. I am going to play a...
Oh, we can use the Milano too, right? Mm-hmm. So you can make a money?
Yeah, but I don't need it.
Really?
Do you need it?
Well, yeah. I'll go get my bow with it right now.
What's it do? It doesn't do anything else for us yet, does it?
No. Exhaust the Milano and spend up to 2 resources.
But there's no
evasions. Yeah, well, hit it up, man. Give me that free bow.
I mean, you can have it.
Yeah, let's go.
I used my shift wisely. Let's play the Night Nurse. 3 counters on.
Wow, free bow is like a revolution.
I'm going to use Spider-Woman to punch this Tough token off.
Very good.
And then I'm going to do a Venom Blast attack for 5 damage.
Whew. Nothing else, just 5 damage.
Well, I get to steal that Power Stone.
Well, yeah, obviously, but
don't you see? And then that gives me a 3rd counter. So I've got 4 defense for the round.
Very good, man. Very good. Okay, we ready for this? Let's play Hawkeye's Bow. Your hero gets +1 attack, and each of your arrow attacks gains ranged. That seems like a good thing.
What's range do?
It ignores retaliate.
Okay, nice. Brant saying Gen Con was fun, was hesitant to go, but got to work at the Capstone Games booth, and everyone was great about masks and safety.
Great. Great. How did you see what the Sky Tier guys were up to, the PvP geeks? It seemed like they may have had a good convention.
Apparently their demos were all sold out.
Very good.
Yeah.
It's what you want. Okay, then we're gonna play the quiver, of course, next to the bow, with a hand cannon there. We're gonna use the quiver, exhaust, look at the top 5, and then shuffle your deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We got an explosive arrow. We'll take it. And then the next question I'm gonna have for me is whether or not to do, do I have to be in hero mode to do that? Yeah, I do. Okay.
Memnarch, you can. It says resource exhaust Milano to generate a wild resource for any player. So we did just that.
Any player, huh? Oh yeah, and I've got to go up here to do that.
Brant says, yeah, I helped PvP get set up on Wednesday before the show. Giacomo was very happy with the show.
Good. Good. All right, so this is weird. Now I've got these cards. I'm going to go ahead and use Plan of Attack. Look at the top 4 for an arrow. Throw it in here. Okay. Or an attack of any kind. Well, here we go. Let's go that. I feel like, yeah, I might start teeing this guy up. I actually have some thwartability.
Yeah, sure. Get in there.
I'm going to get a cable arrow. Look at this deck just working. Plan of Attack, the quiver.
You mulligan into your quiver is exactly what you want.
I'm an opt man. He likes to opt.
Bendiver says, if you look in the rules for the definition of any, does it include you?
Let's remove 2 threat from a scheme.
Mm-hmm.
I figured we just start clearing out the main and then we kind of start working on this one. Is that cool?
Yeah,
cool with that?
That's accurate.
Okay. 1 down. And then let's send a cable arrow, courtesy of the bow, to remove 3 from this guy. Just start working that one down. Remove 3 from a scheme. And then Hawkeye on 3 attack. I think I'm just going to swing at Nebula. You got any reason not to do that?
Apparently cable arrow is not an attack.
Really?
How is an arrow not an attack?
It's because you're attacking a building with it. I get it. Okay. Well, it's going back in. I think I was supposed to shuffle this anyway. I may have. I'm just doing it again. All right, let's look for the attack keyword. Not all arrows are attacks.
Zentrickster says, just ranger things. You'd love to see it.
I attack the building with my cable, right?
Yeah, but it's a premeditated attack.
Yeah.
It's like the ropes and with the Ewoks in Return of the Jedi.
That's right.
They're not attacking the ATSDs, they're just trapping them.
Yeah, they're just there. So we're going to press the advantage instead, and then we'll just deal 2 to the villain. With yield, press the advantage, and then Hawkeye is going to swing for 3 on the villain with the
down to 18.
Yeah, as you expect.
Sand asking if we played Mad Titans. So Mad Titans isn't even out yet. We have not played it. We'll play it when we actually get it.
Yeah, you can't get the thing in the U.S. Apparently, it's
You can
delayed
import
until
it
2028.
from somewhere.
Last I checked.
So see you later. All right. Draw back up.
Do you have something to protect me against attacks and stuff, or am I just going to take that one?
I am playing protection. So, I mean, right at this very second, less appealing.
Good hand.
But, you know, eventually, I have a good hand as well.
Okay. Cool.
A very good hand.
An explosive is not an attack. I get that.
All right, so
understand.
no threat goes on because there's no counters here.
Yeah, we're not supposed to. When the villain phase begins, place 1 here.
Okay, so then 1 will go on.
We knew that was too easy. Yeah, and then so that adds 2, 1 per player per evasion. Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay, so that's that. Now we know that this is going to be doing that thing.
Yep.
And then now we go to the attackies.
Okay, so she's going to attack with me first. She's attacking. She's at 2. She has a face-down boost card. And then the special is going to resolve. So she's going to get a tough status token.
Right on.
Yeah.
And then that gets discarded.
And we're going to give her another boost because that's how that works. And I'm going to block this because I'm blocking for 4.
She didn't already have a face down, though. You don't get the extra, yeah?
She had a face down from setup. She would have had 2.
Oh, so this is just for the attack.
Yeah.
All right, and this thing's discarded?
Yeah, so she doesn't have Stalwart anymore. So that's good. And we get that 2 that I knew was going to happen. And then we get a 2 or a 1, so it's +3. And then the boost ability here on barrel roll is place an evasion counter on Nebula ship. You got it.
You can see how this one's going to go.
So it's 5. My defense is 4, so I'll take 1 damage, but I get to keep the Power Stone. It's the important step there.
Ooh, yeah. So you got Bobby Hill got the Dillo situation here, don't you?
Yeah. Now she's attacking you. So there's no techniques. So that's good. So she's 2 attack with a single.
Yeah, bring it on. I'd take that.
2 plus special. This is the weapon mastery. Attach this activation. After this activation ends, attach this card to Nebula and resolve its special ability.
Okay.
So its special ability is take 1 damage.
All right, so I take 2 from the attack and then 1 from the special.
Yeah.
It's only a third of my health.
And then the next time she attacks, she'll do 1 to someone.
Yep.
It's attached.
And then she gains Retaliate 1, so ranged is going to be very relevant here.
Yeah, could be very, very
Look at me go. All right, then we got the bad cards, eh?
Yep. And I already have a bonus card, so this will be a fun hill to climb out from under. Cannonade comes in with 1 threat, and then gets 3 per player for Hinder.
Now Hinder is a band, right? Didn't they sing like throat heavy music like Creed style? That makes sense.
That would check out. It has 7 threat on it. Amplify 1. We can exhaust the Milano to remove 3 threat from this game.
I can remove 6 just off of the board in the Milano from the targeting screen there.
Then we get Wide Stance Technique. Attached to Nebula. Reduce the amount of damage Nebula takes from each attack by 1. Special, discard a card at random from your hand.
Ah, this is bogus.
It is bogus, yeah.
So at the start of Nebula's activation next turn, I'm going to discard a random card and take a damage, and then they're all going to go away. Right, those attachments?
Yep.
Okay. That's kind of a cool way to do this, ultimately.
Yeah, I think the design here is very interesting.
Power Siphon. Peril. Other players can't help me when I'm resolving this card.
Right. Yeah.
When revealed, choose 1. Well. Welly well. Well.
Oh, Nebula gives the first technique surge. So
you kidding me?
One of those would happen and I would get a surge card.
Do you want this one?
You already had that one.
Okay.
Sound the alarms. Each enemy gets +1 attack. 4 threat.
This feels like the kind of thing that's getting hard immediately.
Well, it started. I had a bonus encounter card. She had a technique out and the Power Stone, and we had a side scheme out, and we got an extra boost, like a bonus boost against me.
So you're saying everything's fine?
It's not fine, but like what was the hero? It was like you basically have to, or the villain, you had to survive like the first turn. They give you, maybe it was Goblin. They give you a bunch of encounter cards, and it's just like make it through this.
Just a lot of garbage up front there.
What up, Beautiful? Says, never seen this game before. What's it like? It's Marvel Champions cooperative card game. Hang out, you can see it. There's a ton of videos out there you can watch as well.
You're a superhero, and you have a team of superheroes, and then you defeat minions and main villains, and you try to thwart their plans. But most of the time, they just dunk on you. I'm going to spend 2 lightning bolts.
Okay.
2 moment of triumphs.
Yeah.
I don't have anyone to defeat. It's fine. Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like we're gonna need to do that a lot.
Yeah, I think that's the next. But that's like I've got no money now. So, you know, win some, lose some. Okay, and now it's over to me as the first player.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Here we are. Let's start where all good things start. Let's reach into the quiver and see what random arrow we can find. Did anyone ever fact check me on the number of arrows that I had used on that last thing that I...
Not that I'm aware of, but you managed those comments. So if they were, you would be the arbiter of your own fate.
Okay. So I got some arrows here. A nice stun here would not be terrible. That would mean that you take all the bad stuff. Well, now, when they initiate, does that
Stun
trigger
prevents
these?
them from initiating.
They don't even initiate? How can they not initiate if they haven't
It
initiated?
cancels the initiation. There's nothing after that moment.
Well, then they did initiate, did they not?
They attempt.
I deal with this in Flesh and Blood, too. It's like, can you guys just use your words well?
No.
If you have to initiate before you can cancel an initiation, then you did initiate. Am I wrong? That's where it's very appropriate to give the follow-up to that.
I don't know.
I'm going to play for value.
Yeah. So I'm going to remove 2 from each of these. If that changes your math of any kind.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
As one fell swoop. That's actually not at all what I'm interested in. Because I'm on 3s.
Well, this 3 is pretty good.
Yeah, can you handle the other 2?
No.
And don't we have the sensation that this needs to happen? Only the first player can do that, but I just lost my cards.
Yeah.
Ergo.
I mean, this is the most important thing, I think.
Yeah. Each enemy gets +1 attack. What is going on with this game?
That's also a problem.
Why is this game hard now?
Well, actually, hold on. So
You got the Power Stone. Wait, you're exhausted?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because of block.
Well,
Because it was coming at me for a bazillion.
so you had to protect the ball, but now you don't have the offense.
Now, hold on. Let me do the math. I can remove 3 extra as long as these 2 get cleared.
Mm-hmm.
So if 2 come off of this, or vice versa. So I can definitely remove here. And then if these are gone, 2 or 3 of those are gone. I can clear 1 of those as well.
I can definitely do 3 here. I mean, I can do that right now. Let me just do that.
Well, the reason I can draw a card when one of those clears.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a 2 and 2, and if I draw a card, I know I can ready and remove 3 more.
So you need to actually remove before the other one matters.
Yeah.
So I can basically overdunk on this one to accomplish.
To then let me do 3 more removal.
Huh. So I sacrifice 1 for you to do 3.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't get us out of this problem.
Well, if you remove 3 here, I'll remove that and that.
Right. Back in the same problem.
Yeah.
Right. But if instead I remove 3 there and 3 there, and then we just ignore this, like great Marvel Champions players,
That might be the route.
then we just take
It's just 1 extra on that
6
this
threat on this.
turn. 2 extra. Yeah.
So that goes to an extra, that goes to 10 out of 12, which puts it pretty close to
The Dunkarini.
the dunk. Yeah. Oh, mercy. It ain't easy. I could just shoot a stupid arrow. Should we kill this thing? I mean, you know? I feel like there's no winning in this moment.
Honestly, I think you should remove 3 here and pay the tax.
Yeah. It just means no value for later.
Yep.
And it's only going to get worse as that is a continuous problem.
But I'm going to be building value.
What kind of gravity belt over there? Huh? Okay. then why don't we do this?
Chat highly recommending not to ignore the ship.
Yeah, but may spend up to 2 for each resource spend. You have to spend 2 when you do that, though, right?
Remove both tokens. Yeah.
But if I don't do that, let me lay something else on you. I think this is one of those moments we're gonna have to do it a little different. Let's start by removing 3 from wherever you want.
Wherever I want.
Yeah, given your turn. Does it change if there's 3 more coming?
Yes.
All right, so let's say I can do 3 and 3. Where would you have it?
3 and then 3 here.
Okay. So then, yeah, I'm gonna go off book here. I'm then gonna play a cable arrow here. Discard this. So remove 3 more from that. Then we will, first player, spend 1.
Okay.
Get rid of 1.
I don't dislike that.
Sometimes you've got to be inefficient to be effective. Put it on the back of the book. And then I've got 3 attack floating. I've also got 1 thwart floating, if that's of interest. I'll tell you what if I did 1 here and then 3 there? Now, because you're a 2/2 man.
Mm-hmm.
Does this trigger only when you do it? No. It works. So if I just get rid of that, then you get a card.
Mm-hmm.
Does that change this math? Does it really have to be a 2/2? Right, you could pull 2 off of that. That's
off the main scheme.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Or I can knock tough off. All right, let's do it. Let's do 1 here. Get your card. Get your card. Get your card. What song does Hinder sing? Who is Hinder anyway?
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna play a finesse. I'm gonna use finesse to play multitasking, which will remove 2 and 2. So I'll remove 2 here and 2 here.
Very good.
Then I'm gonna self-propel glide to ready.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will.
You're at +1 on your card play so far?
Yeah, and I have this
+1 for the
So I can remove 3. So I can either clear this.
Yeah, good question on the.
I feel like I clear it.
Yeah, probably.
As much as I want to be able to draw a card next turn, +1 attack. That's plus. There's at least 2 attacks coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just.
I don't know. How much?
I'll clear that next time.
How long can inefficiency win us the game?
Rarely, if ever.
Done. 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 Okay. Well, this isn't terrible. I have allies in here, right? Okay. See, this is what we need now. I need a turn where I can just play these cards. So give me that turn, and then we're going to be happy.
Well, whoever's got the ship pays the tax,
Yeah. Start of the villain phase, we're going to add 1 here, and then we're going to add 4 to the main scheme. Not a problem. Then we're going to have the Attacky phase, where Nebula is going to dunk on me. So we will start when initiating an activation against me, resolve the special ability on each technique. I'm going to take 1 damage.
Take a damage.
I'm going to discard a card at random from my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Well, luckily Hulk only has 4 cards, so proportionally, it actually is awful.
Oh, that's yours. All right, attacking for 2 plus a boost. I think you can handle this.
Well, I mean, unless it's +4.
It won't be.
Or +3.
+2. Take 4.
Only 1 away there from the magic teapot.
Hot diggity dog. I'm just going to take this to the teeth. 2 plus.
Yeah.
3.
Oh, that would have killed me.
5. Would have been a quick
Isn't that something?
2, 3.
What's up, Josh West? Hey, that's awesome for you to say. Love the cosmic tokens. We have some things on the list for champions if we get there in time. It's always a rolling list, and it's just about what comes up and what doesn't. Okay. Attached to Nebula, reduce the amount of damage Nebula takes from each attack by 1. Discard 1 card at random from your hand on the special, and then it has Surge because it's Nebula. And then a Lethal Intent 4. And then discard cards and reveal until we reveal a technique.
Weapon Mastery. Seen it before.
Okay.
Retaliate 1. Special
Right.
take a damage.
Right, okay. That's not terrible. Yeah, resolve your card and hope for the best.
I got punched. I'll lose this down.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Them's the beats. Oh, cool. Assault. I'm getting attacked. At +1, and these are triggering. Random card from my hand.
Initiates an activation. Is this an activation?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? You're positive? It's not like a framework activation that they do, and then this is a separate extra attack?
I don't think so.
What? Right, random card?
All right. And then take the damage. So I've got what?
What's this one do?
7, 4 left.
Take 1 damage, yeah.
Now she's attacking me at 3. Well.
I would defend, but I have 1 life remaining, so... You got to pay the troll toll on that Nebula ship, too. It's looking up. Everything's looking great.
It's looking horrible.
So far, so
Block
good.
for 2. 3, 4, and an additional boost card. 5, and an additional boost card.
It feels like you're going to die here.
Attach. 5 minus 2, take 3. I'm at 10. I'm 1 away from death.
No way. Wow, you're so much... You got so much more going on than I do. Health-wise.
End of the round. Pass me that Milano.
Oh, wait. What does this say? Did you get this as a boost? After this activation ends, attach this Nebula and resolve its special. Place a threat on the main.
Why place this threat?
That's what it says. Resolve its special, and then
yeah.
that's what the special is. Okay. Nebula's got the stone again, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, no big deal.
But at least she doesn't retaliate, which she did for a minute. Okay. I can play that. Let's resolve that ability. I'm going to pay 2.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Boy, it sure feels like we're going to end up in...
And remove here. And then I'll use this to play Hard to Ignore. Seem very easy to ignore. And I guess I'll heal 1.
Stands to reason. You going to roll the altar?
I don't think I can.
If you do, man, I think it's fine. I think you can. And then I'm going to stun Nebula.
Well, okay, we'll try it.
Well, no, we got tough there, so maybe not.
I'm going to heal you instead. And I'm rolling down.
You're healing me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not convinced about any of this.
We're about to lose.
Yeah, we're losing, right? So what do we do differently? Do better? I mean, it'll only add 2 here, so that won't be a thing. But then we got the schemer. Scheming and dreaming. Scheming and dreaming. Okay. So should we start over? Or do we want to draw this out and then lose over a longer period of time?
We can start over. I'm happy to do that.
What are we supposed to do differently?
That's a good question. So,
what's our game plan? As the kids say, how are we going to win? We need to build new decks?
maybe.
Have we hit the collector?
We got the Milano. We got her ship. We got the Power Stone. Have we hit the collector yet?
I don't think I can do any better than I just did.
That starts in play with 11. This is not.
Okay, put that in. Where's your little... Oh, you got your thing. All right, so maybe if I go first, I think things will change. That'll be a slightly different...
Sure. The someone on chat was saying that they just go all in on damage.
Well, that just seems like the most boring, obvious answer to everything.
Where is 1A? There it is in front of me. All right. Discard the top 2 per player and attach each technique.
62 health. Dies in 3 turns. Yeah. Well, I mean, isn't that the case for almost every villain? Just hit him harder.
It's one way to do it.
All right. So the rush deck, the time of the rush deck is now. Now, if I had that old Miss Marvel deck that we were playing against the Hood, I would feel good about that. But as it is, I do not feel good.
All right, let's discard and see what they get. So top 4 gets any techniques.
How about no techniques?
2. How about
Cutthroat Ambition, Weapon Mastery.
there goes our teapot.
Okay, so we're
Can't
gonna
take more than 5 damage from 1 attack. Especially put a threat in the main scheme. That's the Cutthroat Ambition. Then the Weapon Mastery is the Retaliate 1.
this is all fine, right? Totally fine.
Okay, this is better. Oh, this is good. This is gonna be good.
So the thing is, our first turns, we know that we've got a lot of hand destruction and stuff coming up, so we've got to get our ramps out. Any long-term resource generators, I think, are top-notch. Okay, let's see what happens. There's a quiver. Okay. Now, what do I want to do? I want to keep the quiver for sure. And do I want to keep Hulk? Hulk's a madman. I kind of love it. Deal 5. Skilled Strike is not going to matter here. Press the Advantage is not going to matter. Clobber is interesting. Kind of a 1 for 3 here. But we have the Tough status token. To me, Hulk is a little too much value, so I'm going to keep Hulk.
I do like Hulkster.
3, 4. Vibranium's good here. Knock that tough off. 6 for downtime. Just what we need. Okay, so we discard here. Now I'm the first player, and I could potentially get how much you need that money?
It would end up being worth 4 thwart.
All right, you have it. It's yours. Discard. Look for the bow.
The eyes have it.
Now, should I be deciding exactly how this turn's going to go and figuring out my numbers? I absolutely should.
Now, you get in the stone, if you have a lot of ways to keep punching, could be really good.
Yeah, and Hulk is going to be sacrificed to one of these attacks as well. Now, Retaliate is a bummer, but I've got a bow. So I'm not going to get retaliated, and I'm going to knock that tough off.
My man.
Okay.
And I'm going to remove a bunch of thwart.
Actually, I think I'm just straight up discarding Hulk here. Because I got to play the quiver. I got to get the bow. So these 2 things happen. Yeah, okay, let's dump this out. Quiver in. Top 5. For an attack. Now remember, it has to be an attack. No, it has to be an arrow on this one. There's no attacks in your quiver. It's just arrows in there. Explosive arrow. Deal 3 to the villain and each minion, and etc. Haven't seen a lot of minions in this one. That's kind of an interesting.
I don't think she has a lot of minions. She's
so
a
far. Okay, up close and personal
solo
situation.
operator.
Okay.
Not much for being a teammate.
All right. Well, sorry, Hulk, you're gone. Play for now. We're gonna launch the Vibranium arrow. It's gonna knock the tough off before it hits.
Boom.
It's gonna do 6 damage. I'm gonna take the stone. Bobby Hillo does have the Dillo. And then I've got 2 thwart or 4 attack.
4 attack.
Are we on the burn plan? Let's burn.
Yeah.
Swing for 4.
Retaliate 1.
Retaliate 1.
I also have things that make me want you just to punch.
Okay. Like anger?
Like removing this is bad because it puts 2 counters here.
Rage?
So if I can clear this, you may as well not thwart.
Cutthroat Ambition, she can only take 5 from a single attack. So she gains 1 more from the Vibranium arrow. It's like they knew it was too good.
Yeah.
I was almost a hero, and then they realized he just is
Come on.
He's just
All right, I'm going to
arrows.
take a peek at this guy.
Nothing special about that. You get the resource on Milano, too.
Okay, she's going to get another card, a technique. It's no boost icons, but it's a technique.
And it's going to surge.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, no, it's a boost card, so I don't think it's being revealed like that.
Right on, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and flip. Let's use your Milano resource to play multitasking. Remove 2 and 2. Get a counter.
That was worth it. I'm a good pilot.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, I'm going to get punched next turn, and this Power Stone's out of here. Unless you got an ally or a minion, or you want to block for me.
You'll be fine.
We'll be fine. Right on. All right, yeah. You like this.
I like my confidence.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, confidence.
Let's play Pheromones.
That is confident.
To stun and confuse them. Or her.
How good is that card?
It's one of my favorites by a mile.
This card is so good.
Every time I see it, I'm like, yeah, that's the one. Confuse.
My gosh, that card is good.
Stun.
There's some up here.
Okay. Then
The power of pheromones, man.
check this out though.
We didn't look at the pack today, John. We'll probably hit that next week, or maybe the week after. Right? We
Port for 3.
want to get this campaign done
I'm
already.
gonna play Ardent Resolve. Ready a friendly character and draw a card.
Me?
No, definitely me. Then I'm gonna thwart for 3 more.
That's right. Look at this. This is what we needed.
Then I'm gonna self-propelled glide to ready again.
Oh my gosh! Come on.
So I could clear it, but then it adds 2 counters here. So I'm just gonna clear this, and I'll clear this later, and I'll have my investigator card out, and it'll be great. So I'll thwart here.
Can you? What if you attacked instead? To retaliate worse? I mean, you're just wasting a threat. You know. It's disgusting to even look at it.
I'll punch for 3. Yeah, fine. Take 1.
Although 2 threat is technically about as efficient as 3 damage.
Yeah, but winning the game is the most efficient thing.
Winning the game is the best way to do it. Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, end of the round. Look how much I built though.
Yeah, you definitely have ramped.
But he's confused, or she's confused. So my plan is to go downtown after this turn.
Okay. I'm sure that's exactly how it's going to work.
Yeah.
Okay. Done. Are you prepared to take an attack? Is it something you're into?
I mean, that's why I'm gonna go downtown.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I do.
All right.
Oh man, if only I was the first player next turn. We'll figure it out.
So first we're gonna put 1 counter here, and then 2 threat on.
Okay. Wait, why? I hadn't. Oh, yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Confused.
All right. Then she's going to attempt to attack you and fail because she's stunned.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. What's up? I got the stone now.
You got the stone. You do. Then she's gonna attack me, and these are gonna resolve. So I'm gonna take 1 damage. I'm gonna place a threat on the main scheme, if you don't mind.
I do mind.
And then she's attacking for 2. And I'm just going to take this. 2 plus a boost. Special. We knew she was going to get it. This is the one that gives her retaliate 1, which you don't care
Right,
about.
yeah, no one cares. We got arrows.
Then I take 2 damage. Then we go to the back cards.
Right on.
What dealt me in a face down encounter card last time? Oh.
What do we forget?
The stones set up. Remember for the teapot and that kind of stuff?
The top 4 cards then attach each.
It was in the campaign book.
Oh, it's in the book? It's not on the cards? Well, that's easy to miss. You get destroyed.
So you have an extra face down card. I get an extra boost on that attack, which is 3. How about that?
Ugh. You picked the wrong one there.
Yeah, I
that's
did.
not a winning boost.
She already had a tough status. I only covered that one. Okay, so now we're back to even.
Oh, and then we actually do. So these boost ones, they resolve after they attach. After the activation and
So then
stay
take down the
attached, then you
damage.
take a damage, yeah.
All right.
So otherwise, everything looks great.
Then we get our back cards.
It's all going according to plan. No big deal here. How about Assault?
Okay.
That's a good stone. That's a good stone grab right there.
So you take 1 from this.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and do that now.
Now I can technically block for you.
Well, I don't feel like defending here is winning. Although you're at 3, that's not terrible. You got to make that choice for yourself.
I'm gonna block it.
Okay.
2 plus 1 and an evasion counter here.
Okay. Hey, good. You a perfect block.
Yeah. And then this resolves. Evasive maneuver.
I have another one.
Yep.
Unyielding persistence. Nebula gains stalwart. Give Nebula a tough status card when it resolves. So we don't have to worry about that yet.
It has surge because of her ability.
Oh, right on. Of course it does. Here's a pirate commander with quick strike. I'll take 2. Wouldn't that be funny if the pirate commander... Okay, after it attacks and damages, you remove 1 card at random from your hand from the game.
Well, that's fun.
Mm-hmm. Hope it's not my bow.
It is it's piratey.
Kinda, yeah.
Is your bow in your hand? Okay.
No, it's not. But I would expect to put it under the pirate commander, and I can always steal it back, right? Where's she putting it? In, like, stasis? Ah, that's just the wrong choice for that turn. That's a bummer.
All right. And then I get evasive maneuvers attached to Nebula. She has stalwart, double stalwart.
Okay, that's fine.
When the special resolves, you're stunned. And if you're already stunned, give her a face-down boost card.
Okay.
Pass it to me.
Oh, apparently when they gain stalwart, confused goes away. Really put the ratchet on this one, didn't they? Interesting. Okay, so here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are.
All right, let's exhaust this and pay 2 and remove these.
Yeah. Now...
Pay the troll toll.
No, okay, so only you can spend those. That's a bummer, because I've got a double that now is useless. Call in an action. Can I use my quiver?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Gotta choose an arrow here. Well, I believe that I will be choosing... Stalwart is going to be here no matter... There's nothing we can do about that. So the electric arrow is not very meaningful. So Vibranium it is. We're going to kill that minion. Hosta Pronto.
Marvel Champions Monthly says, nearly perfect first turn, then Nebula undoes all of it and almost kills Spider-Woman in round 1.
Yeah, that's right.
CJ saying, yeah, this is tough, but Ronan is much worse.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, I think we reached the conclusion of this campaign. Here today. We were going to finish today. I just didn't know it.
We just finished in an interesting way.
Yeah.
A creative way.
Dead. All right, mine?
Yes.
Let's go downtown, Jessica Drew. Play my apartment. That's what I need. Let's look at the top 5 and put an aspect card in my hand.
How are we going to deal with this ever going away? You know, like, so we're going to have to, it's going to come in and go to 3, and then we're going to have to remove this, take it to 3, remove 2, and then
it goes to 2, and it goes to 0, technically.
Okay, yeah, so that's our sequence there. Easy peasy.
And then I'm going to play Skilled Investigator and pass to you.
Okay. Okay. You got a lot of heavy lifting for 4-card hand here.
Yeah. You sure do.
So gonna get tough and stun you, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Stunning. Well, about wraps her up, doesn't it? I think we need to keep swinging. Seems like.
Maybe something good happens when we defeat her.
I'm sure that's how that goes.
In fact, let's just scope it out.
Don't even scope it. Don't even scope it. He needs to know, right? He needs to know.
Oh, yeah. She's triple stunned. Just kidding.
Okay, everything's fine, though. That's the key. We need to keep a positive attitude.
Green Iguana says, it seems a little strange that they chose the Guardians campaign box to be really difficult. Aren't the Guardians normally the happy-go-lucky fun guys?
That's right.
Yeah. That's what I expected. It's like we're going to get the Milano, we're going to cruise around, it's going to be a good time.
You know what? No, I'm going to hold the double resource because I'm about to get the first player, and that's going to be a 1-card -2 situation.
I could be wrong.
We don't need to, though.
Do you ever feel like this was designed by someone that didn't play?
No. I feel like it was designed by somebody who was playing way too much. with the tweakest of tweaked decks. They were playing it with Captain America, Doctor Strange, ally spam, or whatever. And then they were like, well, this is too good. So we're going to have a bunch of stuff that kills allies. But then also, later on, we're going to have things that are impossible to beat if you don't have allies. So that no matter what you're doing when you're running through the campaign, you're going to like feel bad. Yeah. Now, people can beat this. I mean, you know, it can be beat as a campaign. On Expert, it can probably be beat. There's people that are out there excited about it.
I mean...
Which is great. At one point, that would have been us people.
Yeah. This was 6 months too late.
But then my birthday happened, and I became old. And I only liked fun things. All right, let's use Hawkeye's bow. Let's shoot a Vibranium arrow at this pirate commander, because this pirate commander deserves it. Dead.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's fair, Russell says. I think the biggest complaint he saw before Champions, before this campaign, was that it was too easy. And this box was a response to it.
That's right. Yeah. Could be a little over tweak. It is weird that it's the Guardians. I think other than that, it's a fine. I'm going to cable arrow this for -3. We're going to win. For real. And then I'm going to swing for 4.
I at least have one person who feels the same way.
4, giving the Power Stone onto Nebula there. And then the question I've got to ask is, should I also go to Alter Ego? Because I'm just going to take this Power Stone. It's going to be ripped right away from me if I stay up here.
Someone's saying you have to exhaust the cable arrow.
Exhaust what? Oh, right. I've got to do it twice. Why are archers the worst thing in the game, always? All right, I'm not cable arrowing. You got me. No cable arrow for me. And then I'm going to pick this up and save it. Use cable arrow to pay for things.
Super says, I don't know how they expected anyone to beat this campaign with Groot and Rocket.
Yeah, that was our main up front. We were like, this is crazy. So if I don't roll down, the Power Stone's gone.
You roll down. Let's just see how it goes.
It's at 5. She's only got 1 scheme, right? So I think we need to play to that. We're down. Drawing up to 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Boy, I love drawing up to 6 cards. I think he's gonna ready.
Yeah.
And then we have the start of the thing has 1. Then we're gonna add 2.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then she's activating against me first.
Yeah.
The techniques do fire.
Yeah.
So I'm stunned.
That's right. And then she's tough.
And she's tough.
Could be worse. Look at this board. This is clean. It's honestly very clean.
She's scheming for 1. +1. Place an evasion counter here. So 2.
Fine. 1 + 1. So 2 on?
Yep. Then she's scheming at you for 1 plus reveal this card.
Okay.
Sound the alarms.
Not terrible. Alarms are blaring. +1 attack to everything.
Then we get bad cards.
This is in control, man.
Philosopher's Stone. Comes in with 7. Player defeats this, draws 3 cards though.
What? Oh, that's good. That's a good thing. Oh, and a crystal ball. Look, our luck is with us. 3 + 2 is 7 as well. Player who defeats it may play a card from the hand at -3. So we know you're going to be going for that one.
Well, if I can possibly defeat anything. End the round. Let's pass it to you.
That's right. Dude.
I'm going to go ahead and trigger my apartment.
In my apartment, the home where I hide, away from all the darkness outside. I have no plans to stop swinging.
You just keep swinging, dude. I'll try my best.
But the question here is, are you gonna be able to block for me?
No telling.
No telling. No telling. Yep.
I mean, sure.
I agree with that. Well, let's start with a plan of attack. Start at the top 7 for an attack event. These are all great things. Okay, Nebula is currently not stalwart.
Nope.
I'm correct on that, yeah? Okay. So let me
What up, Jay?
maybe
Welcome
get an
back.
electric arrow. And that's gonna send us to a new lane here. Okay. Now we're gonna need to knock off Tough. There is a world where the Vibranium arrow comes into play here. And I don't think I can recover. I don't think I have the time to do that. As much as I would love to. Trust me. Use the quiver. Okay, so we've got another electric arrow. So that one doesn't have to come from hand. That's worthwhile. Do you have any piddly thing that can knock the Tough off? Actually, I do. But just curious.
No.
My cards have ceased to do anything useful. I've lost all hope. Press the advantage on Nebula. I'm going to pay 1 for that, just to knock the Tough off there.
I'm too tired for all this.
Yeah, seems that way. Let's do Milano.
This scenario is crazy.
Energy. Get rid of that.
Hey, I like that.
Let's do Expert Marksman, Bow, 1 out of hand, to shoot an electric arrow. So we're going to do 3 and stun.
All right. We're in the single digits.
That's right. Then we're going to do 4, 2, 3, 4 for the bow, 5, 6 for a skilled strike. Onto Nebula there.
Down to 3.
Down to 3, and then I'm going to hold this guy in hand and pass it over. Because I am a great hero.
Oh my god.
What are you going to do?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I agree with you, Marble Champions Monthly. You could save. So I've got this one in hand. I could technically, well, either way, I guess it's the same idea. Let's see. I could cast this one and leave it. Yeah, okay. I'll cast this one and leave the other one. That's correct. It's strictly better. Strictly better. More efficient. And then she is stunned.
Let's start here. I'll play Captain Marvel. Ally.
All right. Always fun to see.
So I have a choice, really. I'll look at the top card here. 1 boost and an extra boost card.
Surge? Or just natural?
Just natural.
What are our options here?
It's not good.
Remove from the main and just... Oh, these are bad.
Yeah, they're really bad.
Oh, I didn't know they were doing stuff to us like that. The stone is the worst, obviously. Priority number 1, looks like.
Unfortunately, I don't have enough. I'm going to flip. I'm going to throw it here.
On the stone?
I mean...
You draw a card?
Hold on.
I think this thing's going. I don't think there's any way around that.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll move here and draw. Interesting.
Does it make a difference?
I'm going to play Brainstorm.
Hey, look, the perfect card.
Name a card type and look at the top card of my deck. If it's the name type, remove 3 threat from the main scheme. Place that card on the bottom or top of my deck and then draw a card.
Okay. So you know your deck like the back of your hand, so I imagine this is a good guess. Event. Event?
I'm going to say event, yeah.
Is it? Can you look at the top? Oh, you already looked at the top of the other one.
It's an upgrade.
Okay.
I'll put it on the bottom of my deck.
That's not an event.
No.
So
you
you're
draw a card.
You're gonna. That 3 threat would have really made a difference, though.
Would have been nice, yeah. I'm going to play an energy barrier.
Okay.
Might keep me alive.
Okay. Fair.
I guess I have 2 counters.
And so you're at 3 thwart, huh? Dang, man, if you'd have hit that, that would have been a real victory.
So I think I just take 3 off of this.
Yep. That's right.
And we'll let Miss Marvel clean it up next time, which will be nice because
She's got it.
It'll let me draw 2 cards.
Okay. I'm feeling good about my board. And the stun. I like the stun.
Alright.
I don't know what you're going to do. I guess you're going to block. But
Yeah, it's fine.
all right, so Nebula attacks me. Stun removes, but we do activate that. That doesn't matter. And
She's
then
attacking me.
attack on you at +1 boost from the Philosopher's Stone. Oh, we got to do this stuff too. We got 1 on this, and then we add 2.
And then you add 1.
Oh, so it's going.
It's gone.
It's gone. The Art of Evasion. Well, definitely learned a lesson there. Warp Drive initiated. When revealed, place 2 evasion counters on Nebula's ship. For each evasion counter on Nebula's ship, discard the top 2 cards of each player deck and the encounter deck. So 6 off of the encounter and each player deck. And then 6 go on, and then second verse, same as the first there. 5, 6. And then discard 6 from me. This might actually take me to the... Not quite. I'll be there next time.
We're about to turn the corner. Can't you feel it?
Yeah, I definitely feel it. The pivot. So then you get attacked, basically.
I'm going to block for 3.
Yeah.
So she's coming in for 2. Plus special. After its activation, attach it and resolve it. Place a threat on the main scheme. This is the Cutthroat Ambition.
Okay.
But I do successfully block. Then we go to the back cards.
And there's no,
And there's an Amplify. So it would have been +1, but I still was fine.
Still blocked it.
Over to you.
A Badoon Headhunter.
Oh, sweet.
7. Big 7 there. That's a lot.
Victory 2, though.
Victory 2, so you know, it's experience points and villainous. Okay.
Power Siphon.
Ooh,
Peril.
that's a fun one. Ahmed is not excited about our odds here.
It shouldn't be.
I'll tell you a little secret. I'm not excited either.
I'm going to pay 2 electrics.
Okay. Done.
This passes to me.
You got it. You're Mr. Milano.
We're about to go to Funky Town. You ready for this?
Yeah, let's go. I'm ready. You need a little. We need a little energy.
If we're playing
burst,
poker,
you know?
yeah, I think I hulked up. You know, I needed to get beat up a little bit. Here's the thing, my friends. Oh, this is gonna be tough, but we're about to turn a corner. Mark this moment in the stream.
Okay.
It's when things started looking up.
This is it. This is the moment. The heroes were getting beat down.
Picture that scene
And
in
in the
Spider-Man
middle-
3. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3.
And then it's the turnaround.
Did you watch Spider-Man 3 back in the day?
Oh, of course.
He gets
I never miss
infected
a
with
Marvel
Venom,
movie.
right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tobey Maguire.
Yes.
And then he thinks he's cool and he's dancing. That scene kills me every time.
No, I've never seen it.
It's
I have
like-
seen some of them, but I don't think I've seen that one.
He's obviously not cool.
Right. That
And
goes
he's-
without saying.
Like acting really, he's like walking by people and he's like, it's
So is
very
this?
funny.
Are you comparing that scene to your current position?
We're about to do that and then get
Okay,
dunked on.
okay,
You know,
no.
just like Peter
Yeah.
Parker. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, Sage Tower saying, could energy barrier that 1 damage back? Was there 1 damage taken or anything?
I didn't take any damage.
No damage was taken.
Because I
Okay.
blocked for 3.
That's right.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw it with Miss Marvel.
This is a money play. This is a 3-card play.
I'm moving
right
this.
there.
It's more than that. So we're clearing this.
Oh, it's
Philosopher's
4
Stone,
cards.
It's a 4-card play. I draw 2. Miss Marvel draws me 1. Skills Investigator draws me another.
Now that's basically a fresh hand. And what are you going to do with that hand?
We'll see. And this is victory, so it's going to go away.
That's right.
Permanently. Amplify's gone.
Okay. Nailed it. Now with some of those cards, my hope is that you can get rid of these counters.
She was only swinging for 3.
2 plus star plus...
Plus amplify.
Amplify is just 3, yeah.
Yeah, as far as I know. Hope is what?
I hope you're going to get rid of 2 of these as an idea.
I'm definitely going to
launch that one at you, yeah. Okay. Easy.
Oh, sound the alarms means she gets +1 attack.
That's right, okay. So yeah, send a little energy barrier back.
Why can't I deflect one back?
Who's laughing now, Nebula? Well, you can. I know, whatever rule that is wrong. I hate it. If you can't do that, then you...
All right, let's think for a second. Just keep it cool.
Sound the alarm. Reflecting it. Okay, now you've got a lot of decisions to make. Let me tell you what I'm going to do on my turn. Okay. What am I going to do? So we could send Nebula. We could send it. Easily. To the next verse.
So what I'm thinking about is maximize threat removal and have allies out to block.
That's good.
And so I need 2 here, and then it's how many allies can I get to play outside that? Which is not as many as I want. So there's
more than
play.
0?
Yeah. This play.
In the meantime, I'm looking at explosive off the top, then electric. No, see, you can't shoot more than 1 arrow. See that, and that's what makes it balanced. And this headhunter's got to go too. I must solve that problem. Four, 3, 3. That's a big money no whammy play there.
If I clear this, I can play a card at -3. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, get the value. Do you have a card for -3? Do you have Nicholas?
No, that would be really
Saint
nice.
Nicholas?
Wouldn't it? 3.
I've got an extra encounter card coming in. Take a bath. Wash yourself.
Now, do you have something to play for -3? Like
Yes.
If I queued this up for you really nicely.
Kind of. The biggest problem with that is that I really just can't spend any amount of time thwarting. It just doesn't make sense. I'm attacking for 4. And I've got this headhunter that's got to go. And I don't see any way to not just swing and then attack. I do have a nice 3 cost, though.
I can clear it. I hold on. First player, not hero. Okay, I have a play.
All right,
Look
good.
at this line.
You nailed it. Let's go. Yeah.
All right, you ready for this? I'm going to play Agent Coulson.
Okay.
Let's just see.
We're free.
No, I'm not playing it for free
Okay.
yet. Okay. Just looking at what's left.
Is it still worth playing?
Yeah. I'm just going to get this out of my discard pile.
Yeah.
He's going to thwart for 2 here. Because it's basically a blocker and a removal. And this is in my hand. So then I'm multitasking.
Man, if there's ever a preparation card with 2 resources, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's going to be next
How
level.
good is that?
How relevant is that threat?
It's the only way we lose. This is probably the most relevant.
I'm going to move 2 here.
We just don't want that to be there. I can remove this too as well if that's helpful.
I'm not planning on touching that.
Okay.
I'm going to play no, back this up. I'm going to...
No, we can't go off the rails mid combo. Has there been a miscalculation? All eyes on the party here. He loads up the backswing. Where did all your cards go?
I'm using them. So I can clear it. You need to clear this and get a free card.
I do, but like the downside of that is tremendous. It means Headhunter is here with Villainous. Do you not have a 3 cost?
No, he was my 3 cost. But I'm essentially going to go get a card with this, which is what I was going to use to fuel this.
All right, hold on.
Do you read me?
Let's think harder. To maybe the Headhunter lives. Hold on. All right, if we did this, then that happens, and then we swing there, and then, well, let's start with a quiver. Let me see.
Wait, you're gonna remove 2?
I can. Yes.
Let's do this. I'm gonna play Inconspicuous. I can remove 3 combined on the table.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go 2 and 1, and leave that for you.
Okay.
Use it or not, up to you. I'm gonna go down to Alter Ego. I'm gonna use my apartment. To put this in my hand. I'm gonna use Milano and this to remove 1 here. And I have an ally to block for you.
Okay. We may end up putting 1 back on here and removing 1 from there. Is it only side schemes or is it all schemes?
All schemes.
Okay, so I've got 3 cards. I could look at my deck to know what these are, but I just need to know if there's an arrow. There's not. So that quiver's not going to get anything. We're really playing around that crystal ball, aren't we?
We can also just let it sit there. Me clearing it next round with Captain Marvel would mean a free card, a card draw, and a card draw for me.
You think you will get a free card there? Like you'll have 3 worth of value? Is there enough of that in your deck to
I'll probably just get a 2.
Okay, do we want to send Nebula to the next multiverse?
Sure, I've got a blocker.
Do you know what happens when that happens?
It's the same thing. She gets 1 more scheme.
Okay. Okay, cool. That's acceptable. Okay, then. Let's do it like this. This goes here. This goes there. Clear, clear. And then boom, boom. Nailing it. All right, Expert Marksman. Explosive Arrow. Hawkeye's Bow. So that's going to deal 3 damage to the villain and each minion engaged.
Waboom.
Waboom, indeed.
So Nebula now has 34 health.
Okay.
And then we win.
Okay.
She's 2 scheme, 2 attack. First technique gains surge, and then they resolve. Ooh. Now when she discards her techniques, she only discards 1 of them. You get to choose.
No way. That's worse.
Yeah.
No way. We didn't deal with this.
I did 1 off that. They had 3 on it. But I had to give her the Amplify. That was bad.
So it's going to add 6. So it's going to be at 13 of 18.
Yeah.
And you're an alter ego?
Yeah.
I don't like that, I'll tell you. I don't think that's great. We're going to do 4 here. Kill this guy. Victory up. And I have a handful of arrows, which is the story of gaming for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I've already used 1, and the Hawkeye's already swung. However, we'll get the most important arrow and save it. We'll pay 3 for the old Mockingbird.
Okay.
And then we'll remove 2 from
The main scheme.
the main scheme to buy us some time.
Yeah.
And the quiver doesn't matter because there are no cards. This will stay with me. I'm going to go to the next round.
All right.
And I have a feeling Hawkeye is going to be using that Mockingbird ability. Okay. And then send me an extra encounter card if you would.
There you are. All right. Well, this is an interesting hand for this year round.
A good hand.
Yeah, it is. We may just, you know, you never know. We may make it out of here.
I don't like our odds, but I like our optimism.
All right. So we're gonna put one counter here. Then we're gonna add 6.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
11 of 18. What are the odds?
All right. Then she's gonna scheme against me.
That's happening. Yes.
2 plus 1 and a boost card. So 3. Attach this. Resolve the special. Discard a random card from my hand.
Not important.
Not the one I wanted to see. All right. Then she's attacking you.
And did this resolve on you?
No, but it should. And then it discards.
Yeah, place one threat, and then it discards. And then her new text is it each player does something?
Nah, then choose and discard one of those attachments.
Okay.
But she only had one.
Then she activates against me, and that fires on me now, right?
Yeah.
The hand destruction is the problem.
It is a problem.
The whole, everything's balanced around.
Oh, yeah. We have one threat from this. Did we get that?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Let's just not hit that she suddenly schemes card, huh?
Agreed. So she's attacking you.
Yeah.
We resolve that thing. I have a blocker if you want.
Do you have any 3-cost in hand for that crystal ball?
No, but I have 2 costs, and I'm drawing cards.
I was going to say I can pop Mockingbird back in and just prevent all damage.
Let's do that.
And then I can play her for free, presumably, again.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to actually remove 2 threat with something?
I do have something that would do that, yes.
Because I have... Ooh.
Do you have the goods?
I mean, I have Clear the Area, which removes 2, and I draw a card if I clear a scheme.
That's probably... I mean, what's your deck look like in terms of 3s?
None in the deck.
Okay. You could lay it all out and figure that out with your discard
Yeah, but I'm not going to do it. I mean...
So that kind of defeats that plan, eh?
But I have plenty of 2 costs for free. And I get an extra card from it. But it's fine if not.
I'm trying to think about what... So my next turn... I probably try to play the stun arrow for 1. 2 on. So then we do that. We play the bird. And then... Okay, so if we do that here... Man, losing all these cards is crazy.
Yeah.
Really feel that tightening. If you got a blocker, man, let's just send the blocker.
All right.
Send Coulson at it.
Yeah. 2 plus 1. Here you go.
Okay.
Then we do bad cards.
That's right. You're the first player, technically.
Am I? No, reverse that.
I just had one because I already ran out of deck.
Lethal Intent. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until technique is revealed. Reveal that card. So then it has surge, right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Funny if we didn't have one.
Wouldn't that be cool? It's not going to happen.
It's just going to discard the whole deck first.
I mean, you know what? At this point, if that happens, that's fantastic.
Got it.
Okay.
Wide Stance.
Okay, reduce the amount from each attack by 1, and then surge it.
Not how we win. Honor Among Thieves. Discard cards on top of the encounter deck until a criminal is discarded. Reveal that minion, then give that minion a tough status and the villain a face down boost card. Let's hope there's none in there.
Please don't reveal a minion, would you?
Pirate Lackey. Quick Strike. 2 damage.
Oh no. This is the worst of all worlds.
Reveal the top card of my deck from the game.
Yeah.
There goes a Clear the Area.
Don't need it. And then it gets a tough, and then a face down to Nebula.
Mm-hmm. We're out of deck.
What does that mean? That I can't resolve anything, right? Isn't that how that works?
That's not how that goes.
Okay, cool. Cool. And this has 4 on it. Oh, it's just a meat grinder. I mean, it's just making the sausage. My gosh. It just doesn't get better. It only gets worse. Cannonade. Comes in with 1 plus 6. That's 7, where I come from.
Needs to put a giant token on it. One of the
Cornbread and chicken, where I come from. Special delivery. You may exhaust the Milano. If you do not, the villain attacks me with +1 attack. I don't think we're exhausting the Milano. So special delivery of 2. Does it attack me like normal? Like with boosts and everything? So it attack me with 3 + 2 boosts?
And you're going to discard a random card.
That seems like a Mockingbird situation.
Did you hear the discard a random card part?
Well, what are we going to do about this, though, if we discard the Milano? If we're going to lose next turn.
Can we do 34 damage?
Let's see, 3 cards. I can do about 6 to 8.
I can do like 12.
We're just going to block with a minion here. I think it's a blocking bird situation for Steven.
All right.
When revealed, you may do all of this. And then I'm going to discard a random card as well. Is that what's going to happen?
That's exactly what's going to happen. Oh, and she gets a bonus boost card.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
So let me see if I want to actually pop here. When the villain initiates an attack against you, spend 1 resource. Okay. I'll spend 1. Mockingbird back in hand. Prevent all damage from this attack. And then the initiate... those stack...
You discard first.
Let's discard a random card first, yeah? No quick strike and alter ego. Thank you. Daniel. Yeah, you heal too. Pirate doesn't quick strike you, and you don't remove that clear the area from the game. Okay, and then pop Mockingbird back in, pay a money, and the attack, any boosts that matter?
No, because it was all on an ally, right? I flipped all this stuff. It was just damage.
It's just damage, damage, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. We made it. But I have no money to spend.
Yeah, you almost just have
You know
to
what?
clear.
Actually, I've got an interesting situation here.
Now, I do have a way to stun, confuse, flip down for someone.
Flip me down?
Someone can go down.
Okay, so we can flip. We can do the flip. Well, I hate to get rid of this targeting computer, but I think it's the only way. Put that special delivery over here, would you? I've held on to that Power Stone, though. You got to give it to Hawkeye.
That's right.
He is the MVP
Now,
of that Power Stone.
if you don't go to Alter Ego, I'll give you a Skilled Investigator and you get to draw a card. So if you have something you can do with an extra card on my activation, be aware.
I can...
Like you can do this with the extra card.
Yeah, I can also shoot an arrow.
What's the arrow do?
It's an event. It's a stun arrow. But you're already going to stun, yeah?
Don't have to, but...
Stun ya! So, hey, my best play, I think, is honestly to have Hawkeye grab that crystal ball, play Mockingbird for free, and then spin 2 to remove 2.
That's fine.
And then I've got a Mockingbird for 2 on this, probably.
I'm going to clear this and get the cards from my clearing ability anyway.
And then this continues to be the issue.
Well, I should have some things to say about that.
Okay. Lots of things, I hope. And then this Pirate Lackey, you know...
It's staying.
It's just... So we're now in the race.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're actually racing, let's think about this for a second. Let's think about this. Okay. So we're racing. How critical is the stun confused to your plan?
Not.
I'm trying to think. If I throw a stun arrow for 3 damage, and then swing for 4 damage, and then Milano for 2 cards, and then I hold that. Is that worth it? Is it worth it? How fast do we have to move? Because plus on all the boosties is just garbage. It's just garbage.
Well, as long as we're blocking with allies, it doesn't really matter.
That's right. So I think Mockingbird is probably a priority here. All right, we're going to the cheese game. Okay, Hawkeye. Crystal Ball is gone.
Victory display.
That's right. And then we get a free blocking bird. Okay. Then, as long as you give me an extra card, I can shoot this electric arrow on your turn to stun. Or if he's already stunned, it's just 5 damage.
And you're not using Milano?
I will use the Milano to remove 2.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna wait to do both of those things.
It's fair.
Although it doesn't really matter, does it? Because I'm just losing all these cards no matter how we play it. So let's just do it. Let's just exhaust the Milano, spin 2.
Okay.
Well, no, I'll wait in case I draw the double resource.
I gotta put one of these in my hand.
I'll wait.
All right. Let's look at the top card of this deck. It's a 2 boost. Let's.
You don't have any of them cards that look at the top of your deck
flip.
that like matter?
I don't think it matters.
Okay.
I'll play this on you.
Thanks. I'm a skilled investigator.
Let's remove 2 here. Draw a card.
Dead.
She gone. Yeah.
It's always a shame. You want to heal Captain Marvel. You thought about that?
If I clear the area. Let's clear the area. Remove 2 here. So this goes away. I'll draw 1 from this, 1 from Skilled Investigator.
I'll draw 1 from Skilled Investigator.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so I now have additional options. I can remove 3 threat, or I can stun and do 3 damage with the arrows. How does that make you feel?
Weird.
Remember the time code when we started winning?
Yeah. I marked it.
This is it. This is what winning looks like.
I think stunning would be good, because that means I won't play pheromones.
Okay. And it will lead to threat removal, I assume, in some capacity. I'm going to go and get it out of the way. On your turn, I'm going to call for an action, play an event, which is Electric Arrow, using Expert Marksman and 1 card from hand. Exhaust Hawkeye's Bow, stun, and 3 damage. And then I'll take an action, exhaust the Milano, pitch 2, remove 2.
Alright, then I'm gonna.
May God help us all. Oh, I got Mockingbird too. I'll do 2 off the main.
There it is. I'm gonna play a finesse.
Unless you think this, is there a world where this is ever?
Not, I mean, maybe next turn, but not right now. Play Contaminant.
Oh, I needed a quiver too, huh?
Heal 3, and I get a tough token.
Nothing.
And then I will remove 3. And then we'll go to the next round.
Okay. So we're adding 4. We're going to 15 of 18. That's probably fine. 16 of 18.
I'm going to get me a bonus card. Now, I would say this particular scenario would be significantly more manageable on 3 players. Having this Milano tax floating around, having another person to share that burden would be helpful. I give you like 2 turns to build, basically.
The campaign knows a lot about burdens. All right, 1 on. And then we're going to add 4 plus 1. So 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 16 of 18. So 2 away. And in sight here is bad. You've got an extra card this turn. That's bad. But after that, it's nothing but money.
Let's see if it works. Your first player stunned.
That's right.
I'm first player tough. So we'll do 2 plus 3.
Oh, good tough token there. On lethal intent, no less.
2 swinging here. I'll prevent 1 and send 1 back at Nebula.
Right.
Take 1.
It's just a little battery of death.
Bad cards.
That was it.
Easy peasy. Let's see what the bad cards do.
That was it, huh? Now, I will say, man, if you knock the tough off of that, I've got an arrow that does 3 to everything on the board. So if that's better than 1 to Nebula,
let's just try it.
I think, you know.
Let's go for the value.
Yeah, value.
In the words of Eric Wainwright.
Okay, bad card to me.
Yeah.
Gang up. The villain attacks me. So this seems like a Mockingbird situation.
That is a Mockingbird moment, yeah. Exile my top card for what?
When you take damage from the pirate.
Yeah.
Top card goes to the...
Inconspicuous. I guess not inconspicuous enough.
Not at all. All right, I'm going to prevent all damage with Mockingbird and then reveal that boost card.
All right, 2+2.
Done. Over to you.
Card 1, combat ready. When reveal this cards from the top of the encounter deck until a technique is resolved or discarded, reveal it and resolve it.
And then surge it. Huh?
Yeah. Anything but the threat one, you know?
Remember when you talked about this clever mechanic?
Wide stance. Discard a random card from your hand.
I'm not choosing. One on the right. I'm sure you didn't need those cards. Actually, you didn't need that card, really.
And a pirate lackey. Let's take 2.
Yeah, and exile a card there. But hey, I'm going to blow both of those guys
There goes
up.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I don't need it. Forever. Just gone.
Yeah.
See ya.
Okay, cool. That's it. This passes.
Did this surge?
Oh, no, it should have. Here we go. Retaliate 1, Nebula.
Okay, it's fine. It's
Party.
fine. That's a fine outcome.
Alright.
All right, it's up to me here. Right? You ever feel that? Hey, let's start with a little excitement. Calling an action?
Sure.
Let's send an explosive arrow over to your side of the board. 3 to everything,
Boom.
including the main villain.
That was exciting.
Yeah. You feel good about that, right?
So good.
You gotta feel good about that. The new lackey did quick strike, yes. Did you wanna energy barrier that quick strike? When the lackey came out? You got 1 charge if you want to shoot it or keep it. It's your life.
Sure.
You can keep it. I mean, I don't know what you're up to.
Let's just do that.
It's just, can we do 36 yet? 37 rather.
That's too much. This should be gone.
Here we go.
27.
Can we do 27?
No. I can't. Can you?
I don't know. I'm gonna look in the quiver. We don't have any arrows in there. Amazing how that happens, really. Quiver without any arrows. You know, if that was a Doctor Strange card, it would say search your deck for an arrow and put it on Hawkeye's quiver.
It sure would.
And yet it doesn't. Because archers are designed to be awful. You have the Milano now?
Mm-hmm.
You can use that ability?
I'm the captain now. I just need 1 more card.
You got a Skilled Investigator.
That's the problem, though. I need the card for that.
Well, here's something crazy. I mean, it just depends on how big the card is. I can do a cable arrow to send 3 threat here to trigger Skilled Investigator and put 2 here.
Or you can move 3 here.
Yep. If that's relevant.
That would be relevant.
Relevant.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of becomes my turn.
Well, you get the card back, right?
I get a card back, but now I'm all out of arrows and Hawkeye's exhausted, which is fine. I'm not worried about
I
it.
don't know if that's worth it.
I guess that's really the question, isn't it? I mean, yeah, so I play a cable arrow, I get a card, I play bug as a blocker, remove 1 threat, and we hope for the best. That's right, Blake. The arrow should be in the quiver. I mean, that's what I mean. It's not a question mark. We've got to wiggle here, you know?
What can you do?
What can I do? Well, I can do 2 damage. If the villain is stunned or confused, I'm going to draw a card off of that. The villain is not currently stunned or confused. I can remove 3 threat by exhausting Hawkeye. I can play bug Or I can do nothing but play Mockingbird and swing with Hawkeye. I can also remove 2 threat with Hawkeye. But it would be on my turn. But at that point, you may as well play the Cable Arrow. Although I guess it costs you nothing, so that's interesting.
The Cable Arrow?
Yeah, so like I can either remove the 2 with Hawkeye, in which case I don't shoot the arrow, which means I save cards and I can play part of Mockingbird for 2. So I can remove 2 with these. Or I can play the Cable Arrow on your turn if you need that card to be doing things that are not events.
It would. So what I'm looking at is I can remove 2 and 2. Say it's there. And then I can, if I had the card from this already, play, or no, if you remove this, I didn't have to have this card. Yeah. So you remove 2, 3, I remove 2 and 2. Then I can clear the area, remove this 2, draw 2 cards. You draw a card. Then I can use those 2 cards to remove these 2 tokens. And then I can remove 3 more from this. So 5 total from this, clear this, give you a card.
I think that's right. That seems good to me. So let's use Hawkeye to stand the bow. And then let's play Cable Arrow here.
Okay.
And I got a pitch for that here.
All right, then we'll multitasking. Get a token, remove 2 and 2. Then I will
wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Use this to play Unflappable.
Oh, hey, you're ramping.
No, sorry, no, I'm not doing that at all. I used that to play this first card. That's what it was. Back this up. That's what I used to play the card. Then I'm gonna play clear the area.
Right on.
I don't have this token yet. Clear the area. So remove 2 here, which is draw my card and draw my card.
Skilled Investigator. This is down.
And this is gone.
I like that, Matt. I mean,
I use the Milano.
I'm just not sure it's good enough.
Get rid of these. Then I will thwart for 2.
And we're in a gonna take a tax situation here. I'm gonna have 1 blocker, but that's it.
Yeah, I think that's what we have to be in. Now I can go down. No, I can't.
Oof. How much damage can you take? Your defense
4.
is 2 currently.
I can get 4.
And then you're gonna take what? You're gonna take 1 damage. And then discard a card at random.
Yeah.
Wow, Wide Stance can just die. All right, over to me. Let's play Bug.
The hero we deserve.
They really come in at the right moment. And then I think 1 thwart for me off of the main.
Okay.
For Buggo. And then off we go.
Buggo was his name, oh.
We don't have extra encounter cards. We also don't have any stuns.
I'm stunned. Been stunned for a while.
Yeah, you're stunned, but the heroes are the problem.
All right, we're gonna add 1 here, and then put 3 on. You got it.
Gotcha.
Then
Okay, hey, that was a net reduction.
she's attacking me, so I'll take a damage. Discard a random card.
I don't want to do this. It's too stressful, that one. Always hit the self-propelled glide.
And then I get to discard 1 of these, so the random card one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you for that.
Then attacking for 2 plus a boost card. I'm gonna block.
You probably have to. I don't know.
2 to 2. And then she gets a Weapon Master. Retaliate 1.
And then you resolve, take 1 damage.
Yep. It's impossible.
Okay. But you didn't take any damage from the attack.
That's right.
Okay, so she's good double Weapon Master. That's very impressive. So then activates against me.
Yep.
I'll send Bug at this. I'm going to take 2 damage from the Weapon Masters and discard 1 of them.
Then the boost is just +1.
Sorry, Bug. See ya.
Then we get the bad cards.
It's all right. This is some top-notch water treading.
Advance the villain schemes.
Uh-oh.
2 plus. attaching an unyielding persistence and resolving it. She gets tough.
That's fine. Okay, and then me card. Rogue Vessel, Surge. When the villain phase ends, deal 1 damage to each player. First player, exhaust Milano and spin 2 to discard it. Now this is just cheating.
Say that again.
Surge, first of all, is the key. So there's a Rogue Vessel that's just going to now shoot us. And every time the villain phase ends, it's going to do 1 damage to everybody. Evasive Maneuvering Technique. That doesn't do anything, but it does Surge, right? Is that the first one we've revealed, technically? Or do you reveal it? I don't know. Just give me another card.
Now you're stunned.
I am?
That's what that did.
Well, it doesn't resolve the special when you reveal it there, yeah? On the Hunt, Surge. Take 2 damage, discard a random card from my hand. I'm going to take 2 damage. Right? I don't know.
Probably.
I can't. I mean, 1 damage more and I'm dead. That has Surge too, so just, get excited about that. Well, if I take 2 damage and anything is triggering these abilities, I'm dead. But if I discard a random card, I mean, the chances of winning are also near 0.
Take the damage.
Take the damage, roll the dice, right?
Yeah.
All right, God bless all of us. Power Siphon. Okay, we can do this. All right, I'm going to choose to discard 1 card at random from the first player's hand.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Could be worse.
All right, what's our game plan here? How close are we to 26 or 27 damage? Not close enough.
I could do 5.
Okay.
Not past the tough though, so
5, not past the tough. Okay. Let's see where that leaves us.
I'll just take a damage too, I guess.
Oh, when the villain phase ends. Oh, wouldn't that kill me?
That'll kill me too.
Yeah, so we need to not do that one then. Wait, you're not dead.
Well, apparently I was supposed to take 1 earlier that I missed.
You miss a damage?
Yeah, and then I'm dead.
Okay. Rogue Vessel also should have just happened. I feel like I took that one. Did you take that one? What does it say? Yeah. So, are we just dead?
I think we're dead, yeah.
Yeah, we just died there.
Yeah.
Okay. The campaign just keeps delivering. I've never thought to myself, I can't wait to play that again. More than right now.
You can't wait? Let's go top down real quick.
This sucks the fun out of it, doesn't it?
Let's go top down.
I mean, I get it. It's exciting, kind of.
So
this is when we were on top down. Now we're at bottoms up.
Here's right. Bottoms up.
Scoot forward so you're close to that mic. I feel like, look at how close I am to this. Are you a strange
retaliate, so we can't, even hit her.
Yeah, right.
So here's what I know.
It's fine. It's just hard.
If we so chose, and I think it's not going to get better because of Ronin. If we can definitely beat this. Even here, you can clearly see it's 2 stages. We need to do 20-something damage. That's not that crazy to get down.
We could even do it with these heroes, I think.
But, if we were playing Captain America, Doctor Strange on, the best decks we can play.
Do you want to?
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm interested. But the point is that, what they're going to run into inherently, which is why you ultimately want Expert and Heroic to scale it, is that, if we were playing Rocket and Groot, even with the entire cycle out,
it would be tough.
It would be exceptionally challenging. Some people want that.
Man, people were saying earlier that, Rocket and Groot are slow build heroes. I think Steve was saying this. And then this campaign really seems to be designed to just do as much damage as you can, fast. Because it seems to punish you over time a lot harder than the previous campaigns.
Yeah, their curve is way higher.
Which I guess they kind of needed, because our early heroic runs were basically us stalling the game out until we were unbeatable.
Yep. Which is why we stopped doing it.
Because we ramped harder than the villains.
So it's I get it. We stall them, we build a board, and then they can't stop us.
Yeah. But now the villains are ramping harder than we are.
Yeah, so it favors winning quickly. Because obviously, even this problem with the Nebula ship and those evasive counters, the less turns that she has to do that stuff, and everything she's doing.
His techniques are tough, man.
Yeah, the less times you give her to go out of control, it can't get out of control. It reminds me of playing as Chain and Fab. Mm-hmm. You just have to get it done the first 5 or 6 turns. You just have to get it done
quickly, or it just kills you. Yeah.
He eventually ramps harder than you can even think about it.
Honestly, like, she's not... There's really nothing... Honestly, there's just nothing mechanically about Nebula, though, when you look at it, that is actually ramping super hard. Like, there's not compounding effects on the table.
Well, a few things happen, right? If this ever gets out of control, you have a problem.
Yeah, so basically you're taxed usually 2 cards out of hand.
First player is going to lose 2 cards every turn.
So like you have a good turn and then a bad turn and a good turn and a bad turn.
And then her first technique has Surge every time. Mm-hmm. And it triggers something happening to you. And then every time she activates, these things are triggering. Where it gets abusive is that you pay the 2 cards and then she discards a couple cards from her effects.
Yeah, you feel stuck.
Yeah, so like if you have a 5-card hand and then you lose a card or 2 from the cards, you're down to 4 cards even. Then you lose 2. Now it's like playing Hulk.
Yeah, and we know how that is.
Yeah.
You imagine playing Hulk in this?
It'd be miserable.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of speaks to Hulk more than it does anything else in the campaign. But aside from, like, what was the one that was ramping really... Hood was ramping really hard. But I feel like... I don't remember the mechanic, but it was actually a scaling mechanic that was happening with the Hood. That
every time you added a new group of people.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there was kind of like a very literal ramp happening. Once you get to second version of Nebula, I mean, what you're dealing with is the same thing you're dealing with. I think the problem with us when we're looking at actually playing through this, and this is also potentially a problem with the decks, is just that even the base Nebula 2 turn-by-turn structure was always us losing more over time.
But I mean, like, my turn 1, we stun and confused the villain, right?
Yeah.
And cleared the board mostly. And did some damage.
Yeah, it was a good first turn.
And then I almost died.
Yeah, you did.
There were actually a few moments where I actually had to go down.
Yeah.
Because I was like, a couple cards that they could flip could kill me.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how that works. We need more allies.
We definitely need more allies.
See, we went hot shot, no ally play, which got us through Collector.
Yeah.
But now we're here without the long-term assets to like get it done.
Yeah.
Kind of funny how that works, isn't it? It's kind of funny how that works. And it's fun, so it's just wild that everything in this campaign is answering approaches to winning. So like Nebula with Stalwart is getting out of stun lock, which is one path to victory that the players tend to utilize. Collector's getting rid of allies and long-term assets, so you can't really ramp. And then Ronin, God knows what Ronin's doing.
Yeah.
But everybody keeps saying Ronin's the hardest in all of this, and it's like, well,
but I think even Ronin, though, in here, and Collector, it's like Collector would reward you for winning quickly.
Yeah.
Because, like...
kind of less to collect,
And, like, just the reality of, if you can just beat them up quickly enough... Like someone earlier was saying Star-Lord can win this campaign. Someone beat it in 13 turns.
The whole thing.
Yeah, and he's crazy because he's got the whole get extra encounter cards, have really powerful turns.
That's hilarious, actually. And people saying they beat it with Rocket and Groot. So we know it's possible to do that for sure.
Yeah, but it starts to feel like you beat it not because you made good choices, but you beat it because the right cards flipped on the... Like her cards, some of those turns, is way more punishing than others. And so it's like, yeah, we could shuffle this up 100 times.
But I mean, isn't that the base of the entire co-op game system? I mean, I don't know how you get away from the fact that you could compound effects.
It's a fine line. Like, so, like, if in a kind of comparative analogy, if you take skill versus luck in any given game, you look at war, and it's like there's no decision you make in war that makes you win more often.
Sure,
the game.
Right.
And like, I don't know. It's the balance of how much of your decisions actually changes the outcome of the game and how much of it is the wrong problems showing up at the right times.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's a question for the ages, right? I mean, same question in Arkham, too. It's like sometimes you draw the Ancient Evils, the one card that would lose you the game, and you lose.
Yeah.
So you shuffle it up 20 times, and sometimes that doesn't happen, and then you might win. But
in Arkham, you actually just... go to the next part of the story.
Yeah, you just go to the next one. But it's kind of like, I mean, this is any cooperative game that has an AI-driven system. is never going to be able to provide like a guided experience, right? Sometimes things are going to collapse in a very amazing way unless you're removing like surge from the mechanics of the game.
Yeah.
In which case you have a little more control over how bad things can go. But I think the design side wants it to be possible for the villain to suddenly just like wreck you.
Yeah.
And then replay it and then see if it happens again.
The villains
right?
sometimes having really powerful turns is thematic.
Yeah.
That's not a problem.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Otherwise, it is too linear.
Mm-hmm.
And you start planning out, every card's value, and you don't know when it's worth pushing, when it's worth leaving these tokens there and having extra threat because you think you can get it done in 2 turns or whatever.
Which already is, the grand question of Marvel Champions that continues. We've been asking that question from the beginning is like, how much of it, you're looking at your hand and you're like, how many lines do you have to play? And usually I think there's like we got into some really complex decision making on a number of those turns about, you clear that thing, give me skilled investigator. And so there's a lot of like interesting decisions going on there. But I'm also looking at my hand and saying there are like 2 or 3 lines that I have, maybe 2, just based on the number of cards in hand and the number of things I can do. And then it's like, okay, do I want to remove threat or do I want to do damage? And I think that's the central question of Marvel Champions is removing threat is only ever making the game go longer, and doing damage is making the game go shorter. So which of them are you going to focus on at any given moment, and what's the right decision? And sometimes you make the right decision and it's the wrong outcome. And I think that's the reality of co-op games that you have to come to terms with. It's like there is no future thinking where like, okay, I have a 5% chance that if that's assault, I lose the game. It's assault. I lost the game. But it's still the right decision.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know. I think this is actually an interesting encounter to me. Like, it's tough, but it doesn't feel unwinnable or oppressive. Like, I feel like Collector was more oppressive than this, and I think Ronin's going to be a lot more oppressive than this.
Yeah, I don't think this is unwinnable at all.
The whole thing is so hard.
It is hard.
The whole campaign is so hard.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also like, I don't know. I don't know why, because we were doing some hard challenges.
It's because the decks were running. Straight up.
Why it's hard?
Yeah.
I just don't know why it's so, like, almost grating. Like,
there's a certain kind of hard to it.
Yeah. Like, even
like
when
you
we
didn't feel with Rhino or whatever.
Yeah. Or, like, when any of those, we were doing those for weeks on end, and, like...
That's true. Even with Ultron or whatever? It was Ultron, wasn't it? Yeah. Ultron was the first one that was, like, really taxing.
But, like, I don't know.
I'll tell you, maybe one of the pieces of it is, like, at least for me with Ultron and even with Rhino, it felt it did feel a little more contained, where it was like you kind of knew the ceiling of what Ultron was going to bring at any given moment. And like you knew, okay, there's going to be a bunch of drones and we've got to deal with those drones, and we were bringing tools specifically for those challenges, knowing kind of what they were up to. And so I think the problem with this being a campaign is that you're not able to actually adapt to the particular challenge, which I felt like that was empowering, right? Where it's like, okay, we got beat by Ultron, but we know why we lost, and now we're going to change things so that we don't lose that way again. And then we would lose a different way, and then it'd be like, okay, so we've got to tweak it a little bit more to this.
Yeah.
So I think the oppressive element of it is running through all 5 with the same decks, even the same heroes, and just knowing that like some things Hawkeye is not going to be capable of doing.
Because like when we're doing the heroic challenges, we were pivoting from hero to hero.
Yeah.
And we were bringing in certain heroes or skills, and it felt like we were making that choice.
Mm-hmm.
If you're sticking on the same heroes, and I have no problem with switching heroes.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's just kind of it just maybe speaks to the reality of campaigns in Marvel Champions that maybe it just wasn't the idea from the start, and it happened, and like it's a fine little kind of loose narrative to string things together, but maybe a lot more of the fun in the game is actually it's fine to have a hard challenge if you feel like you can cycle through the right team until you find the combo to get it,
Yeah, it's almost like we played Hood, and I enjoyed that a lot.
It was immensely enjoyable.
It was very fun.
Yeah.
Kang was very enjoyable. Even these heroes, like it makes me... we'd already talked about this in the early parts of this campaign, but like... and people are saying Mad Titan Shadow because it released somewhere else and people are importing it is really good.
Okay, like as a campaign?
Yeah. Like
I could see it kind of being the second iteration of trying to find the right balance of theme and mechanics and difficulty.
Yeah.
in the box.
Which is fair.
Because it's right that a lot of people said the first one was too easy.
Yeah, and then this one seemingly really hard.
Yeah.
But that's where, like, if I were asking anything of this game, we'd already talked about the fact that I feel like the campaign isn't adding a ton for me, ultimately.
In terms of overall enjoyment, yeah.
If there were just these 5 villains and you could play them and you do your thing, it's adding a lot of bookkeeping and complexity. But like in Arkham, that it feels like that pays off.
Mm-hmm.
And here it's like, okay, yeah, he's got the Philosopher's Stone, and it's like, and that's kind of a cool little ability, but like, it's not like in Carcosa when it was like, do we believe what we're seeing, or are we
definitely. It was, and it makes sense, right? Because Arkham was a campaign game from the start.
Yeah, but the scenarios, like even the scenario packs, have been very enjoyable.
Yeah, and
so it's like, as an individual, it's like a movie versus a TV show. It's like, this is a contained experience for 2 hours. I'm not saying the campaigns couldn't work, but like, I keep feeling like it's less
forced.
Yeah, it's like less engaging for me than the standalones.
Mm-hmm. I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't really, we need to ask ourselves why, maybe.
That's what I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because like on the surface, it should feel very similar.
Mm-hmm.
But there is an element of just like, and you know, it could be part of the campaign reality too, is the story and theme. Like in Arkham, when I really know what's going on and get the consequences of what's going on. You
kind of get immersed in it.
Yeah. But like the Guardian cycle, it's like, I would have, if the Guardian package had been a scenario and
not the full box.
Yeah, but like the Spider-Man campaign is very exciting to me. The Sinister, whatever.
Is that an actual campaign?
It's a campaign box.
Okay.
And it's got like 5 or 6 villains in it.
Cool. Yeah. And it could also not have a lot to do with any of that, and it could just be the design of this Guardians box is hard.
Yeah.
And maybe mechanically punishing to players. Which, like I said, many people are going to dig that.
No, I know exactly what
many people will not.
I think I just solved it.
What's that?
So, it's like when you're playing a card game, a competitive card game, and this is basically a control deck. Mm-hmm. This is 5 villains that are telling you can't do what you're doing.
Yeah, a lot of can't in there, isn't there?
So the promise of this game is that you're going to feel like you're a superhero. There were a lot of turns here where I just felt like I was kind of middling.
Yeah, that's actually a really good approach.
So it feels less fun because I have less of these big moments that are happening.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that they're ramping and they're doing big moments too. But like early on, I felt like the heroes were, it's just a lot of things that even the default, these counters, it's like someone is -2 cards a turn.
Yeah.
So someone...
Yeah. It's not a meaningful choice at all, actually. Yeah, it's just attacks.
I'm down to 3 cards.
Yeah.
And that's not, my choices are gone, my big turns are gone. That's every other turn.
Yeah. And then also your random cards are being removed. You can't stun or confuse, so a lot of your player cards are turned off.
It's literally control deck.
No, that is the most reasonable critique of this campaign as to why it feels like it does.
It finally hit
absolutely,
on it. Because in a card game, control to a point is fine, and then at some point it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's like your ice deck in Thrones.
Yeah, like Greyjoy Choke, right?
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm just not playing the game anymore.
Right. Cool. Yeah,
I'll
win.
Or when Burn was too good.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I just kill your characters.
You play a big
command,
character and it's just dead.
And it's like, all right.
You know, and it's kind of funny because I would say the biggest critique in the competitive card games from the FFG design side of life was the over-reliance on like silver bullet controlling effects.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, something's too good, we're going to make a card that says something can't happen as the solution.
Yeah.
So like I do get the sensation that it's like, so Stalwart because stun and confuse is too good. Hand destruction because people like Doctor Strange maybe are too good. Having cards in hand is too powerful.
Well, and some heroes would feel fine on that.
Yeah.
Like Doctor Strange has enough going on.
Yeah.
And he can lock them out and he can draw the cards. And some
but it's also the same thing, right? You can't really lock him out. You get Stalwart and then it goes away, So like it does very much seem that way. And then you have a lot of Surge that's just stacking things up. So yeah, I buy that. Now compared to the Hood, right? We had the thing where they have to have 2 versions of the token before it sticks.
Yeah.
That is a way better solution to that, right?
Yeah.
Your deck can still function. It's just a little bit worse, but you're not just told no. And I think that's the difference.
And, the villain getting more powerful as you go. And that's maybe the trick is like the villain needs to ramp. Otherwise, you just control the game until you get to a point where they can't contain you. just like we did in the past, and then they can't stop you. And it's not the back half of that game's not that fun either.
Sure,
if it's too good, right? But it almost needs to be that as the villain goes, they need to ramp in a serious way, which is why the stages make so much sense. It's like, oh, you defeat the first stage, now I'm gonna get tough.
Yeah, just get better. Yeah.
Them getting better at what they're doing doesn't necessarily mean they stop you from doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Once they do that, it's like if Spider-Man is not flinging around kicking you, like,
yeah, what's the point?
Are you just a high school kid?
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I think that's really the key. And hand destruction in this game is the destruction of everything.
Yeah.
It's the only play pattern you have.
And random hand destruction makes it even worse.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Because it's like, now I might have one line.
Yeah.
And it might be mediocre.
Yeah.
And if half of my game is
all your decisions literally go away.
Yeah. If you just got a random card too, and then I'm the first player on this, that's basically what I have to do.
Yeah, that's your entire game plan.
It's also just I think the control analogy solves it for me. Like I understand why this feels so bad. But it's also really interesting as a design choice to give us something like Milano. Let us buy upgrade cards that get better with a Milano. And then also put into the game things that you basically have to do with the Milano every turn.
Weird, yeah.
So it's like, now it's just extra bookkeeping.
Yeah, you can kind of see the idea behind it, right? Where it's like, oh, there'd be a meaningful choice between like using targeting computer or having to do Nebula's ship or using the resource on Milano. Yeah. But in reality, there's only one thing you can do with a Milano in this scenario. There is only one thing that you can do.
Yeah.
It's that.
Yeah.
It has to be that, like every single time. Now, technically, you put one on and then you don't use it, and then you put two on and then you use it. And so in that situation, the one player is only ever getting taxed. Where like you eat the one and then the two and then you remove it the next turn. But then also there's so many effects that add things here that like oftentimes you just find that you're just turning the Milano and losing two cards from me. It's pretty crazy.
Retro now says, I'll give you 3 guesses which villain has Stalwart. I'm guessing it's Ronin. Can you imagine that just printed there? It's like, no Stelmlock here. But again, that's a common strategy that they're saying you can't use, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Collector was like, you can't lean on the ally train. This is it's previewing you for like you can't rely on stun and confuse. And then Ronin's like, you can't do that at all.
Interesting.
But if he's also big scary attacks, which I think he is.
Big scary monsters.
Then you want to have allies too. And so like, if you flop your decks and heroes around but that's where you go out of the campaign, right? So we get rid of all the stones and the extra encounter card up front and that stuff. We get rid of this guerrilla tactics up front. Not that it really did anything.
It did just waste a lot of time, didn't it?
Yeah. It's just sitting there.
Yeah. We sunk some thread into that thing. Well, why, you know?
I assume if we're outside the campaign, we keep the Milano, or do we probably get rid of the Milano? I don't know.
I wouldn't know how it works.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that's the best way of describing it for me. It feels like you're playing against a really aggressive control player, which is not unbeatable. Even like in Thrones, another analogy, when Burn was really popular, you just don't run expensive characters.
Right.
You can't spend 7 on a character I get rid of for 2.
How fun is that game?
Then it's like, oh, you mean I'm playing Thrones without all my main characters?
You got those refugees popping, man.
It's like, why am I playing Thrones?
Yeah.
Like, I can't play Jaime? Or I can't play Daenerys? Or I can't play... It's like...
Yeah, it's kind of similar with Hawkeye. You kind of get that feeling sometimes, too, where it's like, oh, they can't be stunned or confused. I'm like, that's one of the biggest strengths of that arrow suite that you have, is that you can control them like that. So I think it's a really good analogy, and I think that speaks to the campaign and why it's oppressive in different ways. It's a lot of saying no, you can't play allies, no, you can't have effects like stun and confuse, no, you can't have cards in your hand, etc. So the other villains seemed, and I would have to actually review this, but they seemed more about buffing what they're doing instead of taking away your options.
Yeah,
and that does feel a lot better in a cooperative game. Particularly if we're going to run a campaign of 5 villains, they should just constantly be getting better rather than taking away what we're built our decks to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, even if you're doing what you're doing at your peak, it might not be good enough.
Yeah.
And that is a much more interesting change, because then I have to make choices like, how do I further optimize? But like in this case, I was for a brief moment before I figured that out, thinking, how would I get past this?
With Spider-Woman or with a different hero?
Let's say it was Spider-Woman.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I feel like what I need is a bunch of cancels. But then you get into the control meta, right?
Cancel.
Which is
Cancel
like-
your cancel.
Okay, I've been here, right? It's
You're running
Westeros
Spycraft
Bleeds
at a certain
and,
point, yeah.
and there's the cancel the boost resolution, so you can cancel these things. There's that neutral card. I think I have one.
Oh, that's good. Like a target acquire.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's like there's stuff you can play, but then like realistically, when I'm thinking about a Spider-Woman deck, it's like she's a spy, so target acquired can work, and it's a spy thing.
No pheromones though.
But like,
Not for Ronan at least.
you know, just the basics of like, do you want to start specializing Hawkeye cards to not be more like Hawkeye, but just to be good against this villain?
Well, that's kind of if you're just playing as a single scenario, that kind of is the challenge at a certain point.
Yeah, but I think the way
what
we
did
did it
with
before
Ultron.
was that we were like, what hero do we need to bring into this?
Yeah. Who's got the specialties for this?
So it's like, less tweak this hero to fix this problem, and more find the right hero to solve this problem.
Yeah.
And play that hero like that hero ultimately. Yeah, it's interesting. I think the control element, it feels like I'm in a meta where you walk into a tournament and like it's just all day of people telling you can't do the thing you're doing.
Yeah.
No, cancel. It's like, ugh.
Oh man, I've been there.
You eventually get tired.
Oh, those metas are
Yeah,
awful.
but that's why Fab feels so great.
Yeah.
Is my control is putting enough pressure on you through being good at what I do that you have to make an interesting choice.
Yeah. Yeah, it does usually feel that way.
Yeah.
Control can be oppressive, man. It's always where you gotta be scary. You just gotta be careful about control. Well, hey, thanks for being here, everybody. Listen to these.
I think we're streaming Champions again next week.
people
So,
rambling.
Who knows? Who knows what happens next?
You caught me rambling again. I think Champions next week, unless Arkham miraculously gets updated, and maybe it will. And then we'll take a look. Maybe we'll do Champions again. I don't know.
We post the schedule. I text it out through our community app and then post it on social every week. So keep your eyes out. But Mondays are probably going to be a lot of Marvels for a minute.
Yeah, Marvel for a while. And then, is there anything else? I feel like there was something else I was supposed to say. No big events or anything coming up?
For Marvel? Unlikely.
Unlikely.
We got Fab. We got a lot of stuff going on for Fab.
Got the Fab things coming up. Community. Oh yeah, join us on community. Discord. Hop in the Discord. Have some thoughts. That's about all we got for you.
Yeah, if you have a Spider-Woman deck that you want to see me try to beat this with, put a link in the Discord.
Or maybe we'll do what was that video we did recently? Revisiting why we have fun or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll do part 2.
Don't
play this
That was
anymore.
the first game of this campaign.
We need to at least play Ronan. I want to see what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just skip to Ronan. Do you just want to skip? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Thanks, everybody. Send us some good decks so we can win. Appreciate you.